Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream. Actually, I'm going to scoot on over here. There we go, that's a little bit better. Today we're going to be playing some more Stardew Valley on Stardew Sunday, as we do here on Sunday afternoons. Modded edition. It's about time. And hello Alatar, welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. I'm doing pretty good today, and I hope you are as well. I guess we could, oh right, we got like 2 of Robin's Lost X somehow due to like some kind of glitch. And we have whatever this is to give to Gunther. Some cookies, strawberry seeds, which I don't remember why I have those, but maybe we can plant them as well. Or was I going to save them for next time? I don't even remember what we named our dog. It's been a while since I played this, so I'm not, like, super remembering everything that happened. Alright, yep, it's raining, that's for sure. Tomorrow it's going to be sunny and clear, that's good, though. I mean, I like the rain, don't get me wrong. It does, like, let me not have to water my crops. Hey, good morning, Nick. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today on this fine Sunday? It's Sunday, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And how's the cat? How's the kitty adjusting to his new home? I'm so excited for you, Nick. And I can't wait for name reveal 2020. Also, what is this? Requires scythe. I mean, technically, you should be able to hire. That's not the right word. Should be able to do anything with the scythe, but it doesn't work that way. Alright, so we got 1 strawberry seed left, unfortunately, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be even. None of this has to be even. Even? Hello? Can I talk today? Apparently the answer to that is no. We have some unmilled rice, though. Let's go ahead and just throw that in our container thing. Chest in the house. Good, I think he acted like he owns the place. So, okay, that sounds good. He's clearly pretty comfortable in his new environment. Or at least that's what it seems like to me. Well, I'm not exactly like a cat and or animal whisperer, but like, that sounds like it's a good sign. Hopefully he's feeling right at home. I'm sure you're doing what you can to make him feel that way, too. It's teamwork, you know? It's team effort or something like that. But yeah, I'm happy for you. I'm glad. And it's also awesome that you were able to hook up Zoe with a new computer. Hell yeah, spreading the tech, love / help / all that good stuff around. I'm not going to work on the farm today. I'm going to take today to go mining. But before we do that, we have to drop off Robin's Lost Axe and whatever this thing is to Lord Gunther. Same here, Nick. Sharing PC knowledge, there's something about that that's just kind of, I guess, fun. It's fun, it's satisfying, it's a lot of things, and you know, I'm glad that that's something that I can do, and that's something that you can do, and like, you know, Warlord. And wait a minute, Morris can put requests here? What? Is he out of his mind? I do no requests for Morris. He wants a farm fresh green bean. Oh, I thought you had those at Joja Mart, Morris. Hey Shane, what's up? Guess he's busy today. Alright, anyway. Oh, Penny's got some kind of outfit on. I've never seen that before. Or maybe I have. The weather is indeed interesting. And I'm gonna, like, well, I guess I can keep talking. But I'm tempted to not because there's a motorcycle outside. But then I remembered I got RTX Voice, the wonderful voice application that filters that nonsense garbage out. What else was I gonna do? Oh yeah, Robin's Axe. We don't have any way to get there super fast yet. That's okay. We do some good old-fashioned walking. Actually, it's like super warm out here today. It's like in the 80s of degrees, which in my opinion is too hot. It's not like unbearable, but it is a little bit, you know, it starts to get to the point where it's like, yeah, this is a little bit uncomfortable. It's the kind of weather where if you're exposed to it too long, you start to sweat a little bit. And I'm not a big fan of, well, it's not that I'm not a big fan of sweating. It's just, I'm not a big fan of sweating just by existing. Like, if I'm, like, exerting myself or whatever, sweat's good because it, like, makes you not overheat as much. Alright, let's see if she'll take both of these axes or just one. I can't tell because my bar's gone. Hey, you found my axe. What a relief. I almost chopped my toe off with the other one I was using. Thank you. All right, so we still have another one. That otherwise I have no idea what to do with it. I'm going to hang on to it for now until I think of a higher purpose. Perhaps putting it in the Grange display. Basically saying, haha, Robin, I got your axe. It's 24 degrees Celsius here, and glad I went for my walk at 9 a.m. when it was breezy. Yeah, that definitely sounds like the way to go. And hello, Rebecca. Welcome to the stream. It's good to see you, too. 24 Celsius sounds to me like it's a little bit on the hotter side. I don't know what that constitutes in the Fahrenheit scale. The one that is flawed, but still the easier one for me to recognize, I guess. Like, it's not even that, like, the numbers make sense, because they definitely don't. It's more like you kind of just associate different things with the numbers. And when you grow up with the system, I'm sure people who grow up on Celsius think this too, even though that one is the more correct and easier to do the math with version, which, you know, for someone like me, I appreciate that a lot. Anything to make the math easier is good, if you ask me. Also, I don't remember seeing rocks like this before, so I kind of want to see what that's all about. Lots of copper, though. We'll be able to make lots of furnaces, perhaps. Maybe we can... Oh, boy. We got a fast guy outside. Again, I have no idea how much of that you guys hear or not because of RTX voice. It is both a blessing and a curse, because it's like... I'm less likely to mute it, because it's like, do I need to? But at the same time, it's like, it might not be an issue at all, and I might just be bringing it up just because I think it might be an issue. It just works, though. Okay, I'm glad to hear that. And hello, Warlord. Welcome to the stream. By the way, Warlord, thank you so much for the resub. For 12 years. 12 entire years. Thank you. Dedicated subscriber support. That's almost a year. I know it didn't happen. It happened off stream. It just, the notification came on. I'm like, whoa. What was going on? Where did that come from? 12 years, almost a year. Not quite, though. You know, maybe if it tries hard enough, it'll get there someday, but you know, for now, it'll just have to settle for being slightly less. How you doing today, Warlord? Alright, we got some quick ladders, which is nice. Ooh, a geode. It feels weird going through the early game again, because it's like, normally a geode, I'd be like, I'm throwing that garbage away because I don't need them. But now it's like... I guess I'm not necessarily going for completion, but if you're going to get a geode, you might as well turn it in, right? I just killed that bug with my pickaxe accidentally. Accidentally. I like that. I actually hate it. Technically doing fine, but cannot eat normal food since wisdom teeth acting up whenever chewing. Oh no, that sucks. Sorry to hear that, dude. I don't have a lot of experience with wisdom teeth, so I can't say I know what you're going through, but... I do, you know, the mouth pain, that's never fun, whether it's your jaw, your gums, your teeth. And especially when you just want to eat something delicious, and it's just like, nah, we ain't gonna let you do this. You gotta suffer for no real good reason. I still have my wisdom teeth. And the last time I was at the dentist, he said, you probably won't have to get them out. So I was like, alright, that works. Actually, I'm due for another dentist checkup soon, so hopefully once everything starts opening up, and I can go to the dentist again, which, actually, now that I think about it, might not happen. Oh, insurance. But anyway, hopefully he doesn't say, oh, by the way, we need to take those from you now, because I'm like... I've had a tooth pulled before, for, I don't even remember what reason it was. I think it was because, like, one of my... Like, you know how, like, you used to get those, like, covers or those caps? What do they call them? Those things that they put over your tooth when you get a filling sometimes. Like, I was eating candy, and it, like, destroyed whatever that tooth cover thing was, and then, like, the tooth, I guess, just had to be pulled out for some reason. I guess they figured it was easier doing that. Anyway, that's my, tooth pulling story. It wasn't that bad. Like, I didn't have to be put under or anything for it. At least not that I remember. It was a long time ago. I think they're fine for me. It's just when they come out, chewing makes it hurt pretty bad. Oh, okay, I gotcha. I think that makes sense. So I'll probably have soup or something later that you don't have to chew. Exactly. There you go. See? Always be adapting. And you know what? Certain soups can be, like, really delicious. That's the thing about soups. It's like... they're most enjoyed when you don't need to eat soup in order to be able to eat. But that doesn't mean we can't enjoy them that way, too. I don't know, I'm kind of just spouting nonsense right now, but I definitely think soup is a little bit underrated. And it's highly versatile. I mean, you can do, like, anything with soup. Anything you set your mind to. I had my wisdom teeth out a few years ago, got all 4 out in the same day at a dentist surgeon. The worst part of it for me was the needles, especially the one in the roof of the mouth. What? That sounds terrifying. And stopping the bleeding, I'm always horrible at that part. I can never stop the bleeding too quickly when my mouth is frozen. The gauze slides everywhere. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to blame you for that one, though, right? I mean, what else are you supposed to do? Your mouth is all numbed up, and, you know, then they're like, you gotta hold your mouth open until we say so. And then, like, sometimes they, like, put that, like, that thing in your mouth that keeps it open, and then your, like, jaw starts hurting. It's just not fun. Don't gas for dental surgeries in Canada. We get needles. Oh, that's way more terrifying. I don't know. I'm afraid of the gas, too, though. I don't really want to be gassed for really any reason at all if I can avoid it. But I don't know if I'd like a needle stuck in my mouth instead. I think at that point, I might take the gas. But I didn't know that. That's kind of interesting. But you know what? At least they're out now and you don't have to worry about them anymore. Like, I sort of envy that in a way, even though, like, the process of getting them out is, you know, pretty bad a lot of the time. Especially kind of the recovery where it's like, yeah, I can't really eat much anymore and everything hurts. But then you don't have to worry about it for the rest of your life. And, like, I'm at an age where I would be, like, if I did have to get them out, it would be considered, like, a later age at that point, and an age where the dentist would not prefer. Like, they usually want you to get them out earlier. I think it's, like, in your early 20s or something. Or maybe not. I don't remember what the age was. I don't know anything about teeth. I just know how to brush them. And actually, the Philips Sonicare, hell of a toothbrush. Highly recommend it. And they say that, like, the heads won't last you that long. They're actually pretty good. So instead of getting, like, a new toothbrush every time, you just get, like, the new heads every time, which is more expensive. But, I mean, it does a good job. So if that's what you're going for. Anyway, oh, I probably should have put this away somewhere. We got some more rice shoots, which I don't think we really need, but I'll keep them. All I heard was the cracking of them pulling them, and some pressure after the needles completely numb my mouth, so it wasn't bad. My aunt was getting mad at me sleeping all the time, not eating, so she made me swallow scrambled eggs whole as a... Oh my goodness, that's interesting for sure. But I mean, it's like, that's good for you though, right? And like the eggs, that's good, like sustenance or something. So that does sound like kind of terrifying though. And just like hearing those sounds, like at least you didn't like feel it, I guess. But like that's got to be just like eerie and like strange and stuff. At least that's what I would think of. Or think of it. I don't know. I guess I won't really know until I ever have it happen to me, which hopefully won't be anytime soon. I would like to get down to the next floor. I know we uncovered a ladder a lot further back here somewhere. I think it's on this side. Or it could be over here. No. But I will keep searching for one on the way back. Just in case. You know, as long as we have the energy to do so. Because the next floor is the checkpoint. I don't think they have, like, a present for you. They might. Actually, they might, because it's like it ends in, like, an odd number. That's usually how they like to do that for you in Stardew Valley. And I have no idea if the mods change any of that or not. I'm guessing maybe not. If anything, I would guess it might just add some things here and there. Alright, that'll work. And we do get a gift that I can't accept because my inventory's full, so get rid of these mixed seeds, I guess. We don't really need those too much. Hey, and it's a steel small sword. That's nice. Upgrade over the non-steel garbage sword that I have. It's made out of broken, chipped iron and stuff. Yo, what's up, Warlord? I mean, Warlord, you're already here. I read your message. What's up, Apollo? Welcome to the stream. How's your new mic and headset treating you so far? Hope that stand's working out for you. Also, I've done some thinking. There's no mod that changes the length of a day, right? Or at least you don't have it installed, is what I meant. Right, I don't have anything installed that does that. There might be mods for it, though. I wouldn't be surprised. I wonder, and this would be, like, very interesting, mostly just because it would, like, kind of throw the game balance off, if that makes any sense. But I wonder what it would be like if someone made a mod that made it so that, like, everything goes by the real-time clock, like in Animal Crossing. Both really nice, but I ordered a boom arm last night so I can get the mic closer to my face without having to lean over all the time. Okay, yeah, that's also a good point. I didn't even think about that. So then you got to be leaning, like, towards your desk, and that could result in a lot of bad things, especially if your back's hurting you sometimes. Alright, so we'll put that sword in here. A lot of the stuff I am going to save. Might make some more furnaces with that copper, though. Bug meat we'll probably save just for now. Yeah, most of the stuff I think I'm going to save. You know, I'm not really mining for the profits at this point. Although I could use the extra money for sure. Alright, that'll do. Real time would probably slow money income down a lot since it only happens at the end of the day, right? And also, can you just not play from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m.? Oh yeah, that would be weird. I guess they would have to make it so you could play between 2 and 6. That's a good point. You don't have to get your money at the end of the day. Like, you could technically just sell things if the shop is open. Like, crops and stuff you could sell to Pierre. Fish and stuff you could sell to Willie. You don't have to drop them all in the box. This is just the way I've always done it. And it's the way I still like to do it. I don't know why exactly. Like, it is, like, less efficient sometimes. It's just what I'm used to. It just feels weird selling it directly to the shopkeeper for whatever reason. How much energy we have. Alright, well, not too much, so we'll go to bed now. It's pretty late. They have to implement a cursed dream world you can wander around? That would be sick! I would love that. Stardew Valley meets Juice World. Yeah, like, I have no idea, because I feel like that would throw the game balance just completely out of whack. But it would be cool to see, and kind of interesting to see, like, how it would affect the game balance, exactly. I'm not saying it would even be, like, good, necessarily. I would just be interested to see what that would be like. Alright, so it's sunny today, it's going to be sunny tomorrow. Spirits are annoyed today. And it's salmonberry season, alright. I kind of said that a little bit weird. Hello, dear. I know you're just getting started as a gardener, so I wanted to give you a little tip. Gardener tip of the week. Most crops only grow in one season. When summer arrives, your spring crops will all die out, so plan ahead. Alright, I'll get the graveyard set up. Thanks, Granny Evelyn. Alright, let's go ahead and water these. And, again, loving the fact that... Oh, and look at that. We got a lot of that forage stuff watered. And now I get to check if that indeed does increase your foraging skill instead of your farming skill when you harvest those crops down there. Because they're technically forage. They're not really crops in the way that, like, everything else here is a crop. Also, I want to check my quest list after this just to make sure that I am still keeping on track and just reminding myself of what I need to do. Got my 6-foot XLR cable today, which I ordered out of frustration on shipping delays, but ended up being useful since now I need a boom arm. Hey, well, there you go. All kind of works out. And actually, that reminds me, I was going to make a point about those XLR cables. Apparently, they have screws. Look, I don't know why they need screws. I'm guessing it's to, like, secure them, right, into the connector. But in my opinion, that's just the sign of, like, a failed connector design. Like, why do you need screws for that? Just have, like, a clip, or just, like, make it connect in, like, USB, where you just kind of plug it in. I have something to tell you about that. Okay, interesting. I would like to hear this. Oh, and I did not pay attention if that increased my forager farming. Oh well, that's something I could check later. Green bean, though, is something we need for the, I don't even know what it's called. What is it called? Community center, that's what it's called. This thing. So we got a green bean now. We need some cauliflower, which will, well, we already have that growing. Artisan, we don't really have anything we can do there. How about craft room? Alright, so we already got the forge bundle complete, so we can pretty much just sell all that stuff. Always depends on the spec and how easily it is to damage the actual connector if it was secured without screws, I think. Okay, I guess that makes sense, but I still think that, like... And again, this is real easy for me to say, just design it better, Forehead. Like, I don't know. I don't understand. It's the year 2020. Yo, Emily, what is up? Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Hope you are doing well. Hope you're feeling better from yesterday. But you know what? That Twitch sings. That was a lot of fun. We're here for that. Is this where my friends are? I believe so. We got a lot of cool friends here in chat today. Blessing me with their presence. Blessing other chat and like themselves with their presence. Is that how that works? That's probably how that works. That's how I choose to say that works. Slept from midnight to 3:30 a.m. so everything hurts. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. That's that sounds like a rough sleep, for sure. Hopefully, if you're able to, you can maybe like have a nap or something. And like honestly, just hopefully everything stops hurting. You know, it doesn't get much. The pain, we're not here for that. Basically, me yesterday from 11 to 2. Damn. I don't remember what I was going to say, but like, I'm sorry to hear that. It is like super hot here today. I might need to like I have my window open, so I still get like a breeze in here, but it's just hot outside, so I might need to like turn on the air conditioning or something. And this was right after, like, it almost tornadoed yesterday. But instead, we just got a ton of rain and, like, Dippin' Dot size hail. Been so productive, though. I went plant shopping and went to work and got so much done already. Oh, wow, nice. That's gotta feel pretty good, though. Hopefully that's the trade-off. I've kind of been missing the feeling productive thing of working lately, but hopefully pretty soon my state will be like, you know what? You can go back. Or, more importantly, hopefully it's safe enough to do so, but, I mean, that's just kind of like, you know, inherent, I guess. I guess we will just, go ahead and start clearing this part of the farm. You know what, though? I need to talk to people. No, I don't want to negate, or, neglect, rather, the social game this time. After receiving the other XLR cable, I noticed that it doesn't have any screws in the connector ends. Oh, we got a cutscene. Should probably just send pics of the cable so you can see where the screws actually are on it. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yo, it's 90 over there? That's not cool. In fact, that is quite warm. It's like the opposite of cool. It's like 80-something here. I hope it doesn't get up to 90 here. Yo, what's up, Seabass? Welcome to the stream. And thank you. I have had a pretty good week, and I'm having a great day today, too, and I hope you are as well. Thank you also just for always coming in here with such positivity. Feels amazing, man. Yeah, hopefully those screws are optional for those cables. 7 a.m., I was like, might as well go to the office. I mean, I guess if you're up, right? So yeah, I got some stuff done. That's awesome. Oh, and Emily, thank you so much for the host. I just noticed that. You know, Stream Elements, though, they don't like to let us know when people host their stream. I'm sure they're working on that, though. I hope so. I was productive, too. A squirrel fell off a tree and landed on the sidewalk and almost hit me on the head. Oh, my God. What? Literally fell an inch from my head. Those squirrels, they be wilding out there. Actually, I just saw a, I can't think of the name of it, but there was a video of someone who tried to make a squirrel-proof bird feeder. Turns out you basically can't, because those squirrels are clever and very athletic. Only neglect the social game IRL. Yeah, that's kind of that's kind of too real. I know what you mean there. Mia, hello. Welcome to the stream to you as well. How's your Sunday going? It's good to see you here. Hope you're doing well. And Zoe, hello. Welcome to the stream to you. We are playing some modded Stardew, and it's a lot of fun. And you can see a little bit of it here, but there's like a lot of, well, this is like an old cutscene, and Vincent has like a weird hat on that is like for, I don't know, that's like a hat that I picture an old person wearing, not really a young kid like Vincent, but whatever. He can wear whatever he wants. But hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing fantastic today. And you know what? It's like a long weekend, technically. I know that doesn't mean as much in the COVID era, but it's a holiday tomorrow. It's like Memorial Day or something. I'm always confused about the summer holidays. Or, well, I guess this one's technically spring. It's like Memorial... I think it's Memorial Day. Yeah, the ones that fall on Mondays, those all kind of blend together to me sometimes. Because there's like... I can't even think of the other ones. I'm just not good with my holidays that aren't like the major ones that you get like a lot of time off for, like Christmas, Thanksgiving. Those ones are easy. Like the winter ones, I can get those. All right, here we are. This is Marnie's farm. Marnie's farm is like huge now. Look at this. Yeah, Aunt Marnie's over here, and she's got her gardening outfit on. One of the many mods we got running here. I love animals, Mr. Rob. If you treat yours well, I'm sure we'll be good friends. I love animals too, Marnie. We're going to be the best friends. Best friends ever. Depends on how they construct them. I think they just added for the premium look, since the ones in my 3-foot cable are made out of metal rather than plastic. Oh, interesting. So I can tell, just looking at the game, things are different, but what are some of the things that are changed? Well, I guess the best area would be to look at the map. We have Susan. I don't know who Susan is. We haven't met Susan yet, but, like, we have, like, new characters. We have new buildings. We have new areas. Like, a lot of the stuff I haven't explored yet. We have this thing up here that shows your, like, level up stat bars. So if I pick this up, my foraging should go up a tiny bit, and it did. What about this, though? That didn't really seem to do much for it. I'm gonna go talk to some of the new people now. If I can find them. I get lost here now because this area is huge. Yeah, there's like a lot of quality of life features. I have the option to have an even bigger backpack than normal, which I'm definitely going to take advantage of. Yeah, I think you'd like this a lot, Zoe. Oh, there's Haley. She's got her new outfit on, too. But she's too involved with her camera to notice me. You know what? That's perfectly fair. I'm very used to it by now. Typical Haley, but like also, I mean, when you got a good shot, you gotta take it. You know, I can't be mad. Where am I, though? This is not where I want to be, I think. But we can go this way, it looks like. By the way, Zoe, I've also, like, been incorporating some Rune Factory 4 into my daily routine, in addition to Animal Crossing, and I'm having a great time. You really want to talk to Haley, though? I mean, like, probably not. I mean, she's, like, kind of nice when you get to know her. But, I mean, you kind of got to dig deep, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, way deep down, she's, like, a decent human being. Yeah, nice plastic shoes. That's the Haley we all know and, well, tolerate, I guess. She a home wrecker? Maybe for you. I don't know. I found that I haven't really had that problem. But nah, oh my goodness, Andy? This is Andy's farm? What have you done to your farm? Sorry, farmer, not in a talking mood. Yeah, he's a Joja man. Actually, this isn't his farm. I should not slander Andy. This is someone else's farm, I think. Or it might be his. What does this say? The Dawkins residence, Aurora Vineyard. Oh, maybe that is his farm. Okay, well, anyway. But yeah, loving Rune Factory 4 so far. I just beat whatever those water ruins are, and I'm kind of at that point in the game, if you can remember what that's all about. What is this dense forest? I'm lost, but, like, this is cool. I don't know who that is. I'm guessing that's the guy we saved, but yeah, I'm gonna say yes to that one. I don't know his name yet. He's still sleeping. Can I not go in here? I guess I can't go in there. And I'm trying my best in that game to kind of experience a little bit of everything. So the prince points, or whatever they are, the things that you get to spend to like unlock things, kind of being spread thin. I haven't gone real hard on any one particular thing. But you know what? I think that's okay. Yeah, I got a lot of licenses to get, though. I can tell you that. Yeah, Horse Boy. That's who it was. Oh, wait. Actually, I think this is kind of where... No, where am I? Am so lost. Okay, yeah. I definitely don't want to be right here. So, we want to go to the left more. I mean, the right more. We were to the left. I don't know my left and right. Horse Boy, why you talk about my hubby like that? He's a stallion, damn it. Wait, you play Rune Factory too, Rebecca? I mean, he is pretty handsome. I will give him that. But he gave me a hard time. He defeated me the first time. I had to enlist some help, and he still beat me up pretty bad. He was kind of a tougher fight, at least for me. Played on the 3DS. Okay, nice. That's like the original release, too. Yeah, I pretty recently got it on Switch, and I'm enjoying it so far, and it definitely makes me feel like, yeah, I can't wait for the 5th one. Here's another new person. She's got a vineyard. I wanted to talk to her. Hello. You need something? No. I just want to check out your awesome vineyard and your dope-ass house. Like, look at this house. This is so nice. She's got, like, practically a mansion. Played on 3DS and then bought the special edition for Switch. Which did you like more, Zoe? Because I know, like, the initial thought might be like, oh, well, the special edition must be better. But, like, that's not always necessarily the case. Plus, there's also the whole thing, when you experience it first on one platform, you might have, you know, more positive feelings towards that. Why am I cutting these things? Very much the same game. Okay, well, fair enough, I guess. So yeah, this is Olivia. This is her vineyard. No, this isn't Olivia. Olivia's the other one. This is Sophia. I'm still getting confused on everyone's names. And actually, you can kind of see what's going on now, but the sun is setting, and so it's kind of being reflected right now in sort of like the tint of everything on the screen. We have like actual day and night phases, and you can see it kind of changing even as I'm talking right now. Kind of like an underrated, pretty cool thing, in my opinion. I like that anyway. Just bought it again because I want to support Rune Factory. I mean, yeah, definitely, absolutely, and anything to get, like, I want a Switch version. I want a proper Switch version. Character looks like a lumberjack? Well, I thank you. That's exactly the look I was going for. I figured, you know, we kind of already had that farm where, you know, for many years, so I got to go in as some kind of, like, some veteran farmer kind of dude, like a lumberjack, like I've been like hiding out in the mountains from whatever time passed till now, and then everyone forgot about me, but now I'm back. Actually, I'm not liking this headcanon quite as much as I initially thought. Oh, it's Olivia's birthday. Olivia's a vampire, by the way. She's not actually, but this whole family that lives here, I call them the vampires because they all look like they'd be vampires, and they talk like they'd be vampires. Like Victor, he's got vampire hair. There are 8 bridges in Stardew Valley. Over half of those are in Pelican Town. There are also many small wooden makeshift bridges everywhere, such as the one at the beach. See, no one counts bridges except for vampires, because if they cross running water, they die or something. Isn't there like a where vampires can't cross water? See, they're vampires. I'm telling you, it's incredible that bridges can allow different communities to connect with one another. Yeah, that's right. Apparently, there's a new Rune Factory coming out soon. Don't think I'll be buying it. Don't like the combat games. I only tried Rune 4 because I like the characters, and someone told me it was like Harvest Moon 4. Or just Harvest Moon. I think I definitely see the similarities to Harvest Moon. Oh, yeah, Olivia's, I guess, painting in there, so we can't talk to her. They can't cross holy water? Maybe that's it. Maybe we gotta get some holy water and just see how they react, you know? Nothing, like, personal. I don't mean them any harm. I just gotta find out, you know, like, for science. Not a vampire expert. I don't think I really am either. I mean, I guess the only people who would be, like, actual experts on vampires are vampires and vampire hunters. And I don't know anyone who fits either of those criteria. At least not off the top of my head. The title of the first game was Foon Factory, a Fantasy Harvest Moon. Is that supposed to be Rune Factory, a Fantasy Harvest Moon? I think that's supposed to be Rune Factory, and it wasn't supposed to be an F there. Um, yeah, I remember that when I was looking into the series, and I recognized, like, I think the devs on Rune Factory 4, so it's like almost kind of like a Harvest Moon spin-off, if that makes any sense. Something like that. Is it in the same universe? I'm not sure if it's in the same universe, but you can definitely, I definitely feel the similarities, and you can kind of see a lot of the same inspiration. Vampires can only enter your home when invited, so don't invite them. That's a good point. I will be sure not to. Or at the very least, just like stand inside my house and say like, well, I guess nothing, but also, like just don't invite them in and see if they ever come in. Harvest Moon plus monsters, which I personally love. I kind of love that too, and I haven't gotten to the point where you can befriend the monsters yet. But that is something you can do in those games. Also, we should take these to Gunther, and I should take. Wait, where did all the ore go? Oh, it's right here. Um, I think I want to make more furnaces. How many furnaces do I have? Just one? Yeah, I usually like to have 4 going, so we'll just make 2 more for now. And that'll be all we do with our copper. It's official, I can never type again because kitten in lap. Yep, you are trapped now. So get used to that, I guess. Never befriended a monster, didn't know I could do that, and I never had a tag-along person help me fight. Didn't figure that out. I was lucky to have Zoe to kind of give me a little bit of guidance when I had some questions. But at first, it was really hard for me to get someone to follow me around. Like, I would say, hey, do you want to go on an adventure? They'd be like, nah, I'm busy. And I'm be like, all right, whatever. Be that way, I guess. But then I started asking Forte to follow me around. And she's like, yeah, I'd love to go on an adventure with you. So it's just been me and her on adventures this whole time. And I think that's mostly just because of what she does, where she has a lot of free time during the day. Oh, you gotta befriend them first, maybe? Okay. Maybe I, gave her a gift or something before that started happening. I thought it was mostly because of her schedule, but I'm not sure. They won't fight and risk their lives for a stranger. That's fair. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Also, I cannot see anything here, though. That's what I wish I could see. Oh, she always says yes at 0 hearts because she's the town guard. That makes sense. And, now that I've been talking to people more, I think I'm at, at least level 1 friendship. I don't know how many points it is, but, the 1 heart or whatever, with almost everyone that I know. And there's some people that, they don't stop by town all the time. So I don't know, I guess they don't live there, and, do they count? Because, I'm not sure, who was the... Raven, I think her name was. She, sells ore and stuff, which actually isn't that good, so... I haven't actually bought anything for her, but I've seen her around. I've seen this one guy around who's like, yeah, I can, change your entire life if you pay me some gold, and I'm staying away from him because that sounds shady. But yeah, Rune Factory, having a good time with it. But I have decided that I don't think I want to stream it, just because, I don't know, just because I just don't want to. There's definitely things about it that make it not quite a stream game. It could definitely work, it's just for me, personally. I already have a lot of similar games going on, for 1. And for 2, I don't know, I just kind of like spending my morning sipping some coffee, playing that, and I know that's what I said about Animal Crossing too, and I still do that with Animal Crossing, but... With Animal Crossing, I guess at least it's a series I'm familiar with, where Rune Factory, I could spend a bunch of time doing who knows what. But anyway, I don't need to justify that other than I don't really want to stream it, but I am going to enjoy it a lot in my off time. Keep checking Raven's wares throughout. Ooh, okay. Raven and Barrett are from previous games. Oh, that's pretty cool. You'll love to see the callbacks. I mean, I had no idea and probably just would never know, but that's pretty cool. I like that they do that, and hopefully they'll do that with Rune Factory 5. Maybe have some characters sort of carry over. Alright, let's go to sleep. Oh, it's 1 o'clock. That was pretty late. Also, the weather is different, so when we go ahead and get the forecast here, it's going to be, they use, a language that I don't understand. When's the next Dark Souls stream, though? Sometime next week for sure. Especially because I have the death counter set up. And I don't, I don't want that to be for nothing. Plus, I just want to play more. I gotta avenge myself. And I gotta get past those damn rats that keep poisoning me. Because they're like, when you get poisoned, you die. And I don't like that. In fact, I really despise that. Okay, so tomorrow the weather will be wet and rainy. Cool. Tomorrow's temperatures will be higher than today with a high of 24.9 crisp and a low of 16.0 crisp. I don't know what KR means, but so we're calling it crisp. But they give you high and low temps, and weather patterns seem to be more of a thing in this game. And, we're at sunrise now, so, you got that color. Pierre's store is now selling fertilizers. Thank you, Pierre. Now, if only you'd open on Wednesdays, my dude. It's Tuesday, though, so unfortunately the timing didn't quite work out there. Beginning of the game is really tough. Maybe you are even going to replay once you're more confident. Yeah, probably. I'm definitely, like, at the point where I'm thinking, once I play and get a hang of it, I could just, like, breeze through the early game. It definitely feels like one of those games where once you get the hang of things, you're pretty much good to go. And there's a lot of games where I kind of feel like that, where at first it's like a struggle, but then you sort of get used to it, and it's like, yeah, this is like second nature, basically. I tried to stay in Dark Souls game stream, but then a skeleton monster popped up, and I was like, nope, I wanted to sleep tonight, thanks. That's fair, honestly. There's some spooky monsters in there. I don't like the skeletons. In fact, I don't think I like any of the monsters, but yeah, some of them are definitely kind of, especially that big skeleton. No thanks. I did have some crazy dreams about, like, some kind of zombie apocalypse last night. Well, the apocalypse didn't happen last night. The dream was last night. And anyway, that's a whole nother tangent I can go on. I gotta catch up with chat a little bit more. Raven will make references from Rune Factory 3, which is great. She tells you woolies are her favorite mon, and your character in Rune Factory 3 is half woolly. Whoa, what? That's interesting and kind of cool and also weird, but I like it. I like the callbacks for sure. But I'm kind of, like, disappointed is not the right word. I just wish I got those references, But, I also don't mind jumping in the series at number 4. Alright, there's still... I wanted to talk to Olivia, too, because she's definitely a vampire. The game is really tough. Oh, wait, no, I already read that one already. See, I get messed up. I'm all out of order. Although one of the things I was thinking of is sometimes my character, like, does a jump or some kind of action that I'm not expecting him to do because I didn't input it on the controller. I have no idea what controls that. But, like, when that happens, it's a little bit frustrating because it feels like I got more control over the weather than the character in the game. And I feel like that's not a great sign. But, like, if I can figure that out, it won't be like that, right? Like, once I figure out what's causing that, I can stop it from happening. Ideally, anyway. Like, surely your character in universe doesn't just have some kind of twitch where every so often he just really has to jump. And he really has to just dodge out of the way. Even when you're not pressing the button. Also, I'm not a huge fan of the default controls, but I will learn them. I'm not changing them. I'm going to learn the default ones. Mainly because I already have a tiny bit of muscle memory built up for them. Alright, anyway, that's our haul from Clint. Thank you, Clint. Every game after Rune Factory 1, they bring back at least one character. Okay, so then we can almost certainly expect some character to return. Whoever that will be, who knows? Unless they, like, revealed that already, which I guess is possible. I don't know where I want to put any of this stuff. Maybe he just gotta dance, that's right. And you know what? Can we really fault him for that? By the way, the Diabolical open beta got pushed back to probably July. Now wait, I think since they want to kick off esports too, everything has to get a second look at, and people only stay if there's a battle pass. And so, yeah, you gotta have the battle pass. Just a polished game is not good enough these days, I guess. In fact, a polished game is not even required anymore these days. I mean, PUBG is still played. Have they ever fixed that? I don't think they have. I mean, I haven't played it in a long, long time. So I couldn't tell you, to be fair. But I don't think... Oh, Wild Horseradish, Sophia, I got you. See, when it's easy requests like that, I will do them. You can release non-polished and broken games and get away with it if you have the hype. Right. And that sucks. And I don't like it, but I mean, that's just kind of the way things is these days. I'm not saying we should accept it. I'm basically saying gamers rise up, but also, like, we've been trying to rise up for a long time. Or at least it feels like it. By the way, don't actually rise up or something. Isn't there something, like, behind that is, like, beyond the meme? Anyway. Arena shooters don't have the hype, so they're extra careful. And, you know, I don't blame them for that. I'm excited to start playing it, and I will have a nicer monitor pretty soon. So maybe that will help. And by pretty soon, I don't know actually how soon. It's going to take, like, quite a while. But I'm finally ditching the TV. With the justification that I will let my parents have it, because it's an upgrade from their TV. Even though it does have a few dead pixels. You won't see those from far away, though, right? Waiting for Bayonetta to release so I can find someone who will YouTube Let's Play it, but Hannah of the Yogscast is MIA. Whoa, what happened? Hopefully, everyone is A-okay. Actually, I considered getting Bayonetta 1 and 2 on Switch, but they don't have a physical release of one of them. Will you? I saw that LG is available for $4.99 again, but I wouldn't blame you for sticking to 1080p. No, that's the one, Warlord. It's the LG one. The only problem is, it's a long ways away. But yeah, I'm also looking at that as an investment, as in, that's going to be my main monitor for, like, several years. So, I bit the bullet and did it, though. I'm kind of excited. Yo, what's this? Oh, I guess I just never went this way. No, she quit, apparently. Sometimes it'd be like that. YouTube drama can get weird, so hopefully it's not like a drama thing, you know? Where's the right tool for the job? I can't find anything. Doesn't look like... I mean, we might be able to get through here. Through some convoluted path, we might be able to carve our way through. But you know what? That's better than nothing, and I cannot see what is over here. There's something in the way. Whatever, we'll go down this way. Oh, it was the fence. It was quite literally the fence. Fair enough, then. There was something... Oh, right, the other tangent. I had that weird zombie apocalypse dream last night. It was terrifying. Like, they weren't slow zombies by any means. And it was like part... And this is terrifying. So hopefully this never happens. But it was part zombie apocalypse, part COVID-19. It was like... It wasn't like your typical zombie thing where you gotta get bit or whatever. It was like... No, this thing spreads and turns people into zombies. And it was horrifying. And for whatever reason, I was at my high school with some of the people that were from my high school, because like every stressful dream has to be in some kind of school setting when you're traumatized by school. And that's just the rules that I found out. I always have dreams of like being scared that I'm gonna be late for class. But anyway, it was terrifying. It was awful. Yo, Warlord, thank you for the 420. Why is there no alerts? Are my alerts broken again? Because that one didn't show up in the activity feed. Thank you for the 420 for the monitor funds. I appreciate that, dude. And you love to see the C-Grip donation number as well. Thanks, man. That will definitely be quite helpful. Because, while it is not cheap, it'll hopefully be well worth the experience, and hopefully that will be even more fun for, like, Diabolical and stuff. You know, start playing at, you know, decently high refresh rates as well. And I also bit the bullet and overclocked my graphics card a slight amount to hopefully help run the 1440p stuff a little bit better. But at the end of the day, I might just start streaming from the CPU again instead of just the GPU like I am now. Just to mainly have it fully... Because apparently the GPU is the bottleneck at that stage. Also, I have no idea where this is or why I'm even here. But I am trying to explore things. I need to find someone who plays it because I'm not going through Felix makes sex noises and spraying himself with the spray bottle every time there's a sexual type scene. Oh. Well, I mean, whatever floats his boat, I guess. I don't know, is that popular with the kids these days? That's a scary thought, but like, I don't know. I guess the Yogscast isn't really... Is it made for kids, though? Maybe it's not made for kids. It might be like one of those fan bases that just has a lot of kids who happen to watch. I'm not too sure about that kind of stuff. But if I did play it, I don't know if I'd play it on stream just because, like, maybe TOS. But yeah, the only reason I haven't picked up Bayonetta 1 and 2 is because you can't get a physical copy for both of them. Wait, is this my farm? This is my farm. I was on my farm the whole... This is a huge farm. Oh, yeah, Felix is PewDiePie. I'm like, wait, does the Yogscast have a Felix? Maybe they do. I only know the original, like, couple of people that were there. I've been out of the YouTube loop, but yeah, that definitely is a PewDiePie kind of move. I don't actually watch him play games anymore. I just watch his random nonsense sometimes. What I really like is how save the monitor is, as I already said a million times, it doesn't shit itself with long response times, even if you play at 60 hertz. Right, and I, like, hopefully will be playing at more hertz than that, but, like, if I don't have to, then, you know, 60 is still plenty for me. And it's going to be just a nicer experience regardless. One, in higher resolution, and two, just, like, is way higher quality than this cheap TV I got right now. Yo, Abigail, looking good. What you doing? Oh, I can't talk to her, but she's got, like, a cool outfit on. Full circle? I guess it did kind of come full... what? Full circle? I did it. I said the words, and it came out. And it wasn't garbage. I paused there for the motorcycle. We got a real fast guy outside. We got a lot of fast guys out there today. But you know what? To be fair, it is fast guy riding weather. I just wish motorcycles didn't break the sound barrier every time they were touched. What OC did you apply? Like, what values for core memory clock? I don't remember. Actually, when I was doing the memory clock, I did the, actually, for the core clock, MSI Afterburner has something built in where it can kind of, like, test it for you and apply a stable overclock to the core clock, and then you kind of take the memory clock, and they don't have anything automatic for the memory clock. So I did that with the core clock, and I think I got, like, almost 200 megahertz or something like that. And for the memory clock, I don't remember what I ended up with, but, like, when I was testing that, I ran into some weird issues where it would, like, not bad at all for 2060. I'm glad, because I wasn't sure. It didn't feel like a lot, but I wasn't really expecting a lot. I was just thinking, you know what? I just want an overclock, and as long as it's stable, I'll be fine. It's better than stock performance. Just saw Warlord tip 420. He would. He would. And you know what? I need to, like... I need the proper... I mean, I have donation stuff, or, like, alerts and stuff set up for... Yeah, here, if I play it, will it work? No, because why would it? Come on, Stream Elements, what the hell? Like, at least it shows up now. Oh, it does show up in the... Like, it showed up in my activity feed this time, and it shows up twice now in the event thing. Like, remember that time when Zoe subbed and it didn't do an alert, and then Zoe had all the alert box filled up? That was good times. But it's also slightly not good times, because I don't like that it just doesn't work. And I swear when I test this stuff off camera, it works. I don't know what to tell you. Go for 244 hertz from 60 hertz, you get better at League automatically. Like Rocket League? Definitely Rocket League, right? Definitely not League, right? Mostly helps with shooters, though. True. I guess that's where you get the most benefit. But yeah, gotta put it in simple terms. You know, the higher the refresh rate, the more automatic you get better. Wait, that don't look like the witch Abigail I know? Well, that's because Abigail is a wonderful person and never was any kind of witch or creature of the night. And I never did find that stupid horseradish for Sophia, unfortunately. Does she still eat amethyst? Yeah, probably. 144 hertz helps with Rocket League more. The 1440p helps with League of Legends more. Oh, I see. Yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point. Monitor's 4K and I'm garbage at League. Yo, that's a nice monitor, though. But are you playing at 4K? Yo, what's up, Josh? Welcome to the stream. It's good to see ya. How you doing today? We're just chilling with some more Stardew Sunday. The modded edition, which has been a lot of fun so far, but I've kind of just been rambling. It's an Acer? Why are you laughing at that it's an Acer? My second is an... How do you say that? Aorus? It's the Gigabyte one. Model number, please. We have to know. But for the memory clock, I guess to finish the story I was going on, I kept doing it with, like, one of those benchmarking programs, like one of the free ones, where you basically just, like, up the memory clock a little bit, run the thing, and if, you know, you just keep doing that until you run into something that's unstable, and then you clock down to get it stable again. Well, it never got unstable, and I'm, like, at 8,000 something on the memory clock, and it was like, no, it runs just fine, don't worry about it. And then as soon as I wasn't benchmarking anymore, it shit itself. So I was like, alright, you know what? Clearly that was too much, even though the benchmarking program lied. Good day, my dude, just chilling? See, that sounds good to me. Also, it's like real foggy out in the rain today, which I kind of like, and we're going to just sell all this stuff for money. Gotta get that money. And we gotta get more seeds, but is it Wednesday? It's Wednesday, my dudes. We can't get more seeds. Dang it. Oh, well. My weekend's been, like, wonderful, actually. And I hope yours has been, too, Josh. I hope everyone's... Whoa, you take the bus to get here? How? I want to go home. This bus is broken. You can't do that. Maybe she lives in the bus. Oh, no. I'm sorry. She might live in that bus. She's like a kind of a new character. She's the same Joja Mart clerk, but she actually has a name and like character development now. You have an NVIDIA GPU, you can open the NVIDIA control panel and see what displays you have connected. That and like, yo, what are you doing? Stocking up on seeds for next season? Find the town's cheapest seeds at Joja Mart. Oh, he just stands outside of Pierre's when Pierre's closed. That's actually hilarious. Maybe the mod is busted? Oh, God. When I heard 4K is great for MOBAs, I guess that makes a lot of sense. Like, you see more of the screen at once, right? So, yeah, she kind of cute, for real. I just hope that she doesn't actually live in the bus. And if she does, like, I could build you a cabin. I have the technology, and, well, I don't really have that many resources, but I would do it. Joja's so corrupt she can't afford a real living place. It would make sense, so that's why I'm thinking, like, that might actually be true. I'm not just, like, making a joke at the game's expense. Like, I think that might actually be what's going on here. But if she does, and if she's a bachelorette, you have a side business driving a bus. Yo, that's a good point. I like the way you think. Wait, is she a bachelorette? Let's check the... I forget what her name is. No, she has a name. I don't remember it, and like, the people look different here because they're wearing different clothes. Wait, is she not here? I thought she was in this. Or not, what? I was, like, positive she was. Like, even Morris was in here. What is going on? Yeah, Morris is here. And I definitely talked to her more than I talked to Morris. Maybe I'm just blind. Claire, that's her name. That's right. I probably missed it then. That is her name. Did I really just miss it? No, she's just not here. What? That's weird. But yeah, Claire is her name. Some more visual clarity, and games like League can run on a potato, so a mid-range PC, you get good frames at 4K. Oh, okay, I see. I guess that makes sense. Broken mod uninstall, that's right. Actually, a lot of the mods are like, hey, you can update these, but I'm a little bit afraid to, because I don't want to break anything. And, you know, you don't get, like, the auto update. You gotta do it yourself. Mod that adds a search bar for that menu? That would be fantastic, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'd like that. Alright, let's see. No, I guess we probably can't talk to her again when she's at work, because we exhausted her dialogue options for the day. That's the phrase I meant to say. Let's check on the vampires. Hi. Can I help you? No. No, you cannot. Unless you're going to tell me your family secrets. Then maybe you can. Olivia's still in her room, probably, like, communicating with Dracula. Which, you know, that's their business. I'll leave them to it. Emily looks like Sailor Mercury in that menu. I like. Wait, really? Where is Emily? I guess I don't remember what Sailor Mercury looks like, but no, you know what? No, I think I kind of see it. I haven't seen Sailor Moon since, like, probably the actual 90s or whenever it, like, aired on TV and I was a little kid. And I didn't even know what it was back then. I'm just like, hey, this is cool and I like the cats. And that's my experience with Sailor Moon. Was that a 144-inch TV? It might have been. I lied. It's a VG7 or 270 or 0 UP. Second monitor is Aorus CV2F. Did look at a video. Okay. Well, at least we got that stuff figured out, I guess. I have no idea what any of that means, except maybe the 27s are how many inches the monitor is, which leads me to believe there may be 1440p, but I actually have no idea. Or, yeah, they might have 27-inch rims. That's a good point. Like, how... I never understood rims on cars, like, why people like... Or at least some people like giant rims and, like, the actual, like, tire is, like, secondary. Like, don't get me wrong, the little puffy tires where you have, like, 2-inch rims and the rest is tire look ridiculous. More rims equals more area to oh. Okay. 1440p, 144 hertz. That is very nice, yes. That is what I will hopefully be able to upgrade to whenever they're like, hey, we have the monitor in. Because right now it's just back-ordered. It's nice in the eyes. I've never actually, like, seen it in real life before, so... pretty soon I will be able to know what you mean. Hopefully. Where's Olivia? Oh, for a second I thought this was a person here. Oh, you reading a book? I'm hungry. Maybe I'll get a snack soon? Oh, what does she like to have for a snack? Nothing. I only gave her a flower, which she did not like. Alright, well, that's fine. Yeah, I look forward to joining the 144 hertz master race pretty soon. And then my other monitor I'm just going to keep as my cheap 1080p 60 hertz monitor, which is still good, but it's just not that good, which is, like, fine, though. You know, you only need one beastly gaming monitor, right? Or at least that's, you know, what I would consider the sensible way to do it if you're on any kind of budget whatsoever. But, I mean, if you got the money to spend, more power to you, I guess, if that's your thing. What was I going to... I guess we could go mining today. Yeah, in fact, I think I will go mining today. We do have a new sword. And it's raining, and I'm, like, otherwise wasting a bunch of time. Again, I don't want to, like, shirk my social responsibilities, but... Oh, and I just remembered. Okay, you know what? Next week's streams are going to be weird. I might have to do an extra stream. Because I want to get Dark Souls in, but I also... There's a new game coming out, and I want to play that at least once on stream. I probably won't play it on stream just in general, but I want to show it off, because it's, like... a game that's like a remaster / definitive edition of one of my favorite game series. So, you know, I want that to get some screen time, you know? Like how your second screen is also a gaming monitor. Yeah, exactly. You can do it. I am extra. But we love that, though. I think it's great. I wish I could do the same, honestly. I mean, there's something about having two monitors that are not only the same size, but also, like, the same height. I know that sounds weird, but, like, the way my setup is now, I got, like, a big 32-inch TV that's my monitor, and it's not... It's, like, okay. It's fine. But it doesn't work right, because it's a lot higher than... It's higher up than my monitor over there. And they're also on not the same desk, because my desk is not, you know, it can't hold much more than this TV. I got a small space. Everything just looks weird is what I'm trying to say. Like, I got used to it, but man, would I be happy with something that was more uniform, you know? Is it actually running at 144, though? Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Sometimes those settings get messed up. Second monitor with 165 hertz. Hell yeah, though. That's awesome. Has to be, yeah, you gotta configure that correctly. If you get a third screen, feel free to contact me. Ooh. Warlord with the monitor hookups. Let's go. 227 inches. I can't imagine needing a third. I don't know. Sometimes I want a third just to have another place to put things. Because that way I could have... I can't think of a situation off the top of my head. But I want more screens. Like, my dream is to have 6, and I know that's extremely excessive, but then you get, like, that's a battle station right there. Actually, I think 3 is technically battle station territory, but I want 6. Like, having, like, one in front of you, one to the side, one to that side, and, like, another row on top, basically. That's, like, my dream situation. It will actually never happen, but, like, wouldn't that be dope as hell? That's a battle station. Like, you could actually have the CCTV footage of your house on some of your monitors. Just to be like, this is my battle station. I know everything that's going on. And I don't know, maybe you got, like, a drone flying somewhere. I don't know. You could do anything. Ultra wide on top of main monitor. Oh yeah, you could do that. Instead of getting 3, you could get 1 ultra wide. I'm not a huge fan of the ultra wide, but, like, in that purpose, I think that can work. Are the mines different at all? Okay, that's a good question. I haven't noticed anything different in the mines just yet, besides maybe some of the enemies, but I think they are different when you get further in, if you know what I mean. Like, they don't maybe end in the same place. Actually, the Skull Cavern mines are going to be different for sure, but I haven't gotten there yet. No control over my setup. My husband just buys me things. Well, there you go. Hell yeah. Don't let your dreams be dreams. You see, that's what we like to hear. You know, maybe it won't be a dream. Maybe one of these days. I mean, I did make what I would say is like a pretty good investment, but it's like super early stages investment. But if that paid off and like I could like retire, which again will not happen for at least a few decades probably. But if that does happen, maybe I could finally build the dream battle station I always wanted. And that would be pretty cool. Ultra-wide not as main panel, just for screen space. Oh, exactly. The ultra-wide is just for the extra space. You don't want that. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the ultra-wide. I think it's a weird aspect ratio. But then again, it's probably what I felt about 16:9 aspect ratio when 4:3 was the main thing. I mean, times change. Maybe I can change too. Can monitor the mailman, make sure the ass doesn't leave a package outside the door or the building lobby and leave... Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, he did that. He just left it there and then left, and then... I remember you telling me that story, Rebecca. And keep an eye on the mailman. Yeah, you can, like, hook up your Ring doorbell to one of the monitors. And that way when Amazon or FedEx comes, you can say, like... You can tell them what to do. Okay, well, yeah, I guess you don't really have to tell them what to do. But if they're one of those people that, like, just doesn't do the thing the right way, then you could tell them what to do. And say, like, hey, I see ya. You think I don't? I don't know how to do that, though. But for streaming, your main monitor has the game, the second one for OBS, so I can definitely see a third to see Discord or a browser to look things up. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, because right now I just have the game and OBS. And I could open other things, but that would require me to take my focus away from the game or OBS. Which I guess, to be super fair, you don't always need OBS open at all times. But I like to have it open at all times just in case. But if I didn't stream, I could see no way to need 3. Yeah, that's also true. Like, I am fine just having 2. Outside of stream, because that way I have 1 for my game and 1 for everything that isn't my game, if I'm playing a game, or like watching a video. And you know, you can have like Discord on the other side, you can have another like web page open. I mean, you really can do just about anything with it. But again, you know, at that point, do you need 3? And the answer is, if you can think of something. and you really want to do it, then maybe. And second monitor is Discord and third is browser. Exactly. I guess you could do that outside of streaming. You know, you got your game, you got your Discord, you got your web browser. But at that point, you're running into other kinds of issues, because, like, if you have, like, a lot of screens hooked up at once, can't that, like, affect your gaming performance? Like, if they're all on the graphics card? Because you're rendering 3 screens at maybe high resolution? Lurk, why make bacon and eggs? Yo, thank you for the lurk, Emily, and that sounds delicious. I hope you enjoy the bacon and eggs. But yeah, we come up with ideas here. Which is, that's how I know I'm in the right place. I'm never the smartest person here. In fact, I'm usually at the bottom tier. But that means I get to learn every day. So I appreciate that. We got a lot of smart people here in chat. I mean, smart and creative. Although I consider creative smart as well. It's just like a different kind of the brain, right? Like, there's the book smart kind, there's the street smart kind, there's the just having really good ideas kind. And they all have their place in what I would consider a 200 IQ individual. Bacon and eggs. Yeah, I haven't had bacon and eggs in, like, well, I don't know, it might have been last week, but, like, I could go for some. That's such a great combo. There's a reason why it's like a breakfast staple. Those diglets. Bacon sounds good. I sacrificed my breakfast for my iced coffee because counting calories sucks. Oh no. Yeah, that's true. And that's hard to do. I've never personally been for, you know, counting calories for myself, but like it's hard to try to eat healthy and all that stuff. You're gonna go outside for the first time in 2 months. Yo, let's go, Zoe. Enjoy the great outdoors. Hopefully they're still great after all this time. Have a good rest of your day, Zoe, and I'll see you later. Thanks for hanging out today. Always fun having you here. And I can't wait for your next stream, whenever that may be. Which I think might be tonight, but, like, I won't hold you to it if that, you know. Maybe you decide the great outdoors are so great that you want to stay out there for a little while, you know? We stand by your decision. And plus, hopefully just the... Oh, wait, the webcam was, like, Thursday or something? Yeah, they were jerks about that, but... Soon! Coming soon to twitch.tv/AceTrainerZoe near you. Something like that. And some more of my free family-sized box of Cheerios. Oh, that's... And it tastes better when they're free. Especially a family-sized box. Those are huge. See, cereal is something I really like. I don't have it very often, but I do like it a lot. It's like the perfect food because it's got all those vitamins and minerals in it, right? It's basically like the human equivalent of dog food, if that makes any sense, you know? For the most part, dogs, you just give them some kibble and, like, that's, you know, you're good. And, you know, you can give them the Blue Buffalo if you really want them to have, like, a nice, well-rounded meal. But, like, cereal, that's what cereal is for like, that's what our cereal basically is dog food. But people food, I guess. Because it's got all the vitamins and minerals. For the most part, I feel like you could somewhat realistically live off of cereal. It might not be the best. You know, you're going to be lacking some kind of nutrients or something along the way. But, like, you got a lot of stuff. What an insult to dogs and cereal. That's a great point, actually. I should choose my words a little bit more carefully next time. Oh, it's getting late, though, so you know what? We're just going to take this free ladder. Get down to level 30. And then leave. But you know what? That was a pretty productive mining session. Let me know what outside looks like these days. I haven't seen it in a while either. I mean, the most I do is, like, sit out in my backyard. Which I guess is okay-ish. And again, it almost tornadoed yesterday, so as soon as we got the tornado warning, you know I went outside and looked up at the sky. It was not that... It wasn't a very strong storm or anything. But there was apparently rotation in it, so they're like, we gotta give them the warning. No sirens went off, so it wasn't even, like, scary or anything. Joy what? Bees, wasps, humidity, flies. Well, admittedly, those things are not very nice, but I like the fresh air, the breeze, the sound of the birds, the animals. I love nature. For the most part, anyway. Yeah, I just like spending time outside sometimes. Oh, the sun. The sun is nice, too. Let's see. I think you're right. It's human kibble. Yeah, that's basically what that is. It's what I like to think of it as. Whether I'm right or wrong is another story. All right, we already have one of these. This stuff I'm going to hold on to. Oh, we got some hardwood. That's pretty nice, actually. All right. Yeah, so we're doing okay. And tomorrow I got to get some more seeds. Because it's not Wednesday. It will no longer be Wednesday, my dudes. Did we pet our dog today? We did now. Love multigrain Cheerios and Shreddies. They actually call them Shreddies up there. I like those too, but we don't call them that here. I think we call them Frosted Mini Wheats, which are, I guess, more straightforward and boring. Shreddies is more fun. But Shreddies also sounds like it comes out of, those are different? Wait, really? What are Shreddies then? Oh, okay. It's time for Canadian education time. I did not know this. Actually, some people probably did. I mean, I assume you two do, but you know, I mean, I would say that because you're calling me out on it, which again I appreciate because I don't want to spread some fake news. Shreddy sounds like a cereal for skateboarders or surfers. Yes, it does. Oh my god, I love that. Shreddies sound like it. Oh wait, no, I read that one already. Shreddies are kind of like Triscuits, but cereal. Yeah, isn't that what Frosted Mini Wheats are? Chex. Shreddies are Chex. All right. Well, I don't get how those are Shreddies. Are we thinking of the same thing? There's a new kind of Shreddies with brown sugar granola. Ooh, that sounds delicious. Are they not Chex then? Because like Chex definitely aren't shredded in any way, if you ask me. So I don't know how you call them Shreddies. Speaking about tornadoes, saw a lecture yesterday about unpredictability and uncomputability that talked about weather forecasts with some kind of equation. That's pretty cool. But like that stuff actually is interesting to me. I've never heard whatever that equation is though. But I am actually kind of into meteorology. I like understanding the weather and weather patterns and kind of knowing why things happen the way they happen. Feel like I shouldn't disturb the food discussion. Well, if we throw the Shreddies into a tornado, then we can kind of combine the two. All right, we got some images, kind of like Chex. Absolutely comparable. It's got the window crosshatch shape. We live pick and tell me you don't see Chex. You never had Chex? Oh, those are 100%. Those are Chex. Yeah, those are just Chex. Let me look up Chex real quick. Here's Chex. Wikipedia. Yeah, those are just Chex. Which, honestly, I think Shreddies is probably a better name. I mean, it sounds silly, but Chex is just like, what the hell's this? Reminds me of Chex Quest. You know that video game that's like based off of. Wait, what was Chex Quest? What was that game based off of? It's based off of Doom. Yeah, that was what it was. Don't even get me started on Brutal Chex Quest. Brutal Chex Quest was like a mod that made Chex Quest more hardcore. We have Chex, I've just never eaten them. Oh, okay. I would guess they're probably the same as Shreddies then. It's the physics and math side that plays into weather forecast, chaos theory research. Yep. And I like that stuff. More the physics stuff than the math, but like I've always kind of been like that. I like physics more than I like math, even though they kind of go hand in hand in a lot of ways. Upset they're marketed as so bland. Could have had a hand in their giving the hang 10 sign or something. Make like a monster energy drink can. Yeah, like what are they thinking? Josh, are you like into marketing at all? Because like, if so, I think the who the hell makes Chex or Shreddies? Who makes these things? Are they made by the same people? All right, well, get out of Chex Quest. That was a stupid video game. All right, Chex is General Mills. Shreddies is Post. Yeah, hit up Post, hit up General Mills. You got some good ideas, and they're not taking advantage. You could sell that to kids. You can sell that to anyone. Also, I like how they call it original with an E at the end, which I guess is like French for original, but I don't know why that just add an E at the end makes it whatever. Here you go. The name Chex came from the Ralston, like Biggie Ralts, Purina checkerboard logo. Okay, that makes sense. Their early cereal boxes, such as Ralston, or is it Ralston or Ralston? I can't even. Wheat cereal featured a checkerboard background on the label. Okay, I guess that makes sense, but Shreddy sounds better than Chex. I don't know though. Like I'm also just partial to Chex because I'm used to it. Anyway, let's play some video games. Whoa, what happened? Oh, I know what happened. Yeah, I'm gonna put the video game back on. But you know what? I learned something. Shreddies and Frosted Mini Wheats are not the same. Like, not even close. Chex, Purina, Puppy Chow, cereal kibble is for humans confirmed. Okay, I love those dots you connected because that is 100% accurate. And Puppy Chow is amazing, by the way. I mean, like the good kind, not the actual stuff for dogs. Math is just the framework, not the actual science. There's a pretty big discussion about what axioms in mathematics can tell us about reality, but at the end of the day, you gotta measure and decide based on data. That's right. So fuck you, math. We need data. All right, was that a little bit too harsh? I don't know. I've got some pent up anger on math. I had to let a little bit of that out. No, where would dog? That's my bed. Actually, his name's Copper. He's not dog anymore. Alright, enjoyed my human kibble. Anyways, I enjoyed my human kibble this morning. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Alright, what do we got going on here? Unconstant severe rainfall. What the hell? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Came out of nowhere. I apologize. I wanted to take more math in school. They didn't let me. And don't get me wrong, it's not because I wanted to take math. It's just so I didn't forget math. And you know what happened? I forgot math. They didn't let me take it. Like, oh, this is the highest math we got. I'm like, I don't care. Just give me more of it. And they're like, oh, that's too bad. And it wasn't even that high math, and I barely even did good in that class. So it's not like I'm smart or anything, because that's, like, demonstrably untrue. Gotta get out somewhere else, it'll just add up. That's right. Wait, I see what you did there. It took me a second to get that one. I like it, though. Thinking about linking two videos in your Discord the other day. One was about emergence and one about reductionism. I don't know what either of those are. I guess without context, I don't know what either of those are. Because emergence is just kind of a word. You know, a lot of things can emerge from other things. Same with reductionism. Like, that's just a word. Things can just be reduced. Like, when you have a bigger number and it turns into a smaller number, you would say that it has been reduced. So I feel like without context, those words don't mean anything. Or they don't mean as much, rather, because they do mean something. Where am I going? I need to go to the community center. Scientific meanings of those, not the philosophical ones. Right, see, like, that's where science... And hear me out. I don't say this very often, but, like, yo, science, you gotta start coming up with your own words instead of stealing words from everything else. While I appreciate not having so many more words to remember, at the end of the day, that's not why we're here. You know, we're here to do the science, so you gotta pick your own words. Because reductionism and, what was the other one, emergence, they mean so much other things. It's the other way around most of the time. I disagree. That may be factually correct, but I disagree. You know, most people, when you're talking, are talking with, like, words, not science words. And I'm not saying science words aren't important. They definitely have their place. But at the same time, whoa, look at that. You see that rain all kind of piled up there? Anyway, I just think they should not, they shouldn't tread, you know, on normal talk. I don't know where I'm going with this. Yeah, we don't have facts here. People steal words from science and use them for something else. Well, then science can think up a new word. They're smart. Too squish brain for this channel? I have no idea where I'm going with this either. The words are just coming out of my mouth. I don't know what they mean. I got the speed grow somehow. I don't know where that came from. Oh, that was for, like, turning stuff in. Maybe factually correct, but I disagree. You know what? I didn't actually realize I said that until after I said it. But you know what? I'm glad you're here for that. Because that's kind of just, I don't know, sometimes how it goes. You know, I know what the... Oh, yeah, I don't want to say it, the thing I was going to say. Anyway, we need more seeds. I just think that, yeah. Like, instead of calling it reductionism, they can find, like, a science word that means that. And that's basically the entire point. I mean, we kind of, like... You know, we didn't go, like, in a straight line to get to that point. We went you know, we had to dodge the cones. Like, you know how they got those, like, obstacles when the athletes run between cones and stuff? I guess that's more of, like... Anyway, no, the tires. That's a better one. You gotta do the tire obstacle. We had to do that. We didn't run in a straight line to get there, but we got there. And Linus wants some fire quartz. Keep dreaming, Linus. That's what I'll... That's the advice I can give you. Oh, right, we need to go in here and buy some seeds. See, I'm all over the place right now. Oh, we got a cutscene. What's going on here? Oh, I know what's gonna go on here. This is where Morris busts in. I was like, check it out, I got coupons. Yeah, there he is. Trench coat and all. Why does he wear a trench coat? That's gotta... I mean, he can do whatever he wants, I guess. Like, in this, he doesn't really have a trench coat. Maybe that's not what this is. Maybe I just don't know what trench coats are. Yeah, definitely from the front, that's not a trench coat at all. That's just like a regular suit. Anyway, everyone's looking great today with their new outfits. Oh, you know what? I should do some more fishing. So you say the weather forecasts constantly have to change terminology because some average Joe is not using the word pressure for his emotions in a Rocket League 1v1, and this means we cannot use it to actually mean force divided by area anymore? Yeah, basically. That's basically what I mean. Like, the average everyday person doesn't say the word pressure to indicate, like, the physical forces of pressure. It's more like the pressure is on, you know, that kind of thing. Don't feel pressured into doing something. So, I'm standing up for the average Joe here. Well, science is good, but you know what? Think of something else. You call it, like... I don't know what science word is. Like, ions... I don't know. They talk about ions sometimes. Alright, how many days left? We got, like, 10. So it's got to be less than 10, because today might not count or something. Can't expect average Joes to have a thesaurus handy to come up with new words all the time. That's a job for science-men. Exactly. See? Josh knows exactly where I'm coming from here. They have the technology. We have to change science terminology constantly if people misuse the word. Well, they're not misusing the word. They're using the word in a correct way. It's the science people who are misusing it. Well, I guess they're not misusing it, but like they can think, they need to think of something that's more technical that won't be taken into everyday speech, right? Because like pressure, that's just the easy word to say. It's easy to spell. Well, depending. Obviously, the made-up shit is the correct way. Right. See, now you're coming around. Just make up something else, like a long-ass word that sounds like it's scientific, and then people won't take it. You know, it's that easy. And then it will be super distinguished from anything else, and you'll like, that. I know what that is. That's one of those science words. It's just that easy. There's a high force per unit area in this container. Right, there you go. That's better. That's definitely better. We're on the right track. Contents under a high force per unit area. There you go. See, we're coming up with it now. We're doing the scientists' work for them. They should hire us to research things or something. I'm probably going to grow some kale. Don't remember how many plots we have, but we'll just get 25 kale seeds and hope I didn't waste a bunch of money. But I think I did waste a bunch of money because I did not count. Wait a minute, 25's not enough. I didn't buy enough. That's not too much. So 30, that's like for 2 plots for sure. I think we have like 2 plots plus a little bit, so we'll get something a little bit cheaper. I mean, this is cheaper. Go 25 on this one. No, you know what? We will go 30 on this one. And, you know, those seeds I don't mind spending a lot on because they were cheap. So we didn't really spend a lot on. I mean, thanks to me, what should Queen have sung under force per unit area? Yeah, exactly. You can't expect... You know, that doesn't work with a song, right? Best thing is you can also express pressure and energy per volume since you only added a length unit on both sides of a division that is force/area. I have no idea what that means, but that's how you know I'm not going to adapt it in my everyday speech. Because I don't know what that means. And it might as well be gibberish to me until I learn the science. Then when I learn the science, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. But I'm not a scientist. See, that's why I can't be doing their work for them all the time. I'll let them slide this time. So confused right now. My internet crapped out, so I have no idea what you're all talking about. I don't know what we're talking about either. So I think you're still in the right place. I think. I don't know this, though. Alright, I'm going to do a little bit of fishing. And... yeah, I think I'm going to spend today fishing, because that's like our lackingest skill other than like social. And I don't even know if you'd call social a skill. At least in this game. And if we see anyone along the way, we'll talk to them. I can't say I really remember where bodies of water are now. Okay, well, there's one here. You know what? Let's say hi to these people, and we'll go back to the water. Where's Andy? What we did is take force/area and multiplied it by length/length. It's like divided by, not slash, right? I'm assuming that's what that is. Which is okay because that happens to be 1, so it stays the same thing. Yep, I'm still lost, but I agree. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I show nothing but agreement. And slight apprehension. So happens force times length equals energy and area times length. See, now this is just going off the rails. It doesn't make any sense anymore. It doesn't make any sense anymore. Drew Carey voice. Welcome to Black Ice's stream, the show where everything is made up and the facts don't matter. I like that. Also, I don't remember what Drew Carey sounds like, but I tried. Although, I have heard someone confuse Drew Carey with Drew Barrymore in a very hilarious way. And that's all I'll say about that. And I won't ever forget that, because, yeah, Drew Carey hosted The Price is Right, and Drew Barrymore was in, like, Charlie's Angels or something. I don't know. But ironic that U.S. politics is the same model right now. Yeah, I mean, might as well get used to it, I guess. That was his line to open. Whose line is it anyway? Yeah, I remember the show. I just don't remember what he sounds like. And you know what? I watched a few episodes of the show. Some of it's pretty good. Sometimes like the improv people on there are like really good, and then sometimes there's other people that aren't so good. I don't remember who the best people were, like their names or anything. But like if I saw them, I'd be like, yeah, that person was really good at this. Oh right, I have to actually put in effort for fishing in this game. Time for a nap. Rob, enjoy your stream, and everyone have a great day. You have a great day too, Emily. I hope you have a good nap, and you get lots of well-needed rest. And I'll see you later. Hope the rest of your day goes fantastically. And thanks for stopping by, as always. Wonderful having you here. And I can't wait for your next stream. Oh, we got him. Oh, and Andy's here. I can talk to him. Hey, we got a shad. 2 shads, actually. Fairhaven Farm prides itself in supplying a lot of forage to the surrounding provinces. George, in particular, buys all my leeks. George loves leeks, Rob. If you want to get on his good side, give him a leek or two. We'll see that face of his beaming. He doesn't like leeks that much, does he? I don't think he does. I hope he... Well, yeah, he can do whatever he wants. I don't care. I'm just going to get my fishing to level 2, and then we'll do something else, which I haven't thought of yet. But I want to go for like a somewhat balanced playthrough here. I know it doesn't always happen, and just naturally, especially when winter comes, some things are going to grow faster than others. The shad, though, we need that for the community center. So I'm glad we caught this fish. It is raining, and you can only catch it in the rain. Although rain does seem to be far more common with the new weather system, which I guess is fine, but I just haven't gotten used to it yet. Yo, Leo looking good, in whatever kind of dress thing that is. Perfectly balanced. Oh, shit. Oh, he was fast. Sorry about that. I missed him. Perfectly balanced as all things should be. See, we're good now. I think we're good now. I don't know what for, but we're good. Actually, what time is it? Alright, 1:30 something. I think by the time my stream ends, outside will be cool enough where I can go out there and not, like, sweat all the time, which I'm kind of looking forward to. Like, it was fine out for most of the day yesterday until the storm rolled in. And actually, what ended up happening was it rained so much so fast that a lot of the neighborhood started to be underwater. Especially because we already had a lot of rain here previously, and then just so much got dumped at once that, like, almost the entire backyard was water, and then out front the streets were water, and, like, whenever cars drove through, it was like waves on the beach running up to the driveway. And most of the cars, like, were, like, bottoming out. I don't know why they, decided that it'd be a good idea to drive through it, but I mean, there they were. I guess they had to get somewhere. But then there was like some of the bigger cars that came through and they were fine. Like actually, one of my friends drove through just by coincidence, and like his car, he built it and it's like meant for that stuff. It's like meant for like off-roading and stuff. I don't know where he was going, but he had no problem through the water at all. 2:38 here. Oh, yes, that's right. You were 1 hour ahead of the correct time zone. My condolences. I'm just kidding. But I always have to represent Central Time as being the correct time zone. I know for a lot of people, that's not always the case. But when you think about it, it just makes the most sense. You know, Eastern Time, that's propaganda. As far as I'm concerned. Because whenever you're watching TV... what do they tell you? They tell you when the show is on Eastern Time. Pacific Time, same thing, propaganda. They'll say it's on this time Pacific Time, this time Eastern Time, and doesn't Pacific sound suspiciously like specific? Like they're trying to pass on a specific message. So the time zones on the two coasts here in the North America area are propaganda. And that's okay. Mountain Time doesn't exist, so that just kind of leaves Central Time. Beijing should be on Central Time, you're right. They should be, but they're not. They're on, like... I don't know what time they're on. They're on their own time, as far as I know. I mean, isn't, like, the Chinese calendar a lot different? Like, I know this isn't time anymore, but aren't they in the year, like, 5,000 or something because of the way they count the years? Like, they didn't have, like, BC or whatever. There's something weird going... Well, not weird, but, like, different than what we're doing. Which I guess, you know, when you grow up with one thing, you consider the different stuff weird. But anyway, all I'm trying to say is Central Time is the one true time zone. And, we don't all have to accept that. That's okay. It'll just be an inevitability, you know? Like, it's just going to happen. But Eastern Time is the most propaganda. So, Pacific Time, you're okay. You're just lagging a little bit behind everyone else, which is fine. You know what? I feel like it suits the laid-back sort of stereotype that comes with the West Coast. And again, I do not mean that in a bad way. I think it's great to be laid back. And then, like, the Eastern Time's way ahead, and you think Eastern Time, that's on the East Coast. New York is on the East Coast. That city's always busy. Don't they call it the city that never sleeps or something? That makes sense that they would be so far ahead of everyone. except, like, Europe. But, like, that's across the ocean. And as we know, oceans are not real in the flat Earth model. Okay, I'm not just getting way too far now. I always heard times as 9/8 Central on TV as a kid, and I'm specific. Yeah, like, why would they do that? That's propaganda. They tell you the 9, and then they say 8 Central because they gotta say, well, this one's the real time. But, like, we're gonna give you the... We're gonna give you the fake one, too, because we have to promote it for our agenda. Yeah, this is getting a little bit crazy. I might, like, go back to, like, reality pretty soon, but growing up, I always also heard it as, like, 9/8 Central, for example. And it was mostly when, like, Cartoon Network was on. And I was watching it, and I'm like, Mom, what does 9/8 Central mean? What time is that? And then she kind of explained what the time zones were, and I got mad at Eastern Time, because it's like, well, why is it telling us that in Eastern Time when we're not in Eastern Time? Like, why not just say the time it is? And, like, as a kid, you know, that makes a lot of sense. But, like, as an adult, it makes more sense to not have to change the programming for every time zone just for stupid little stuff like that, so they give you both. Anyway, we're back to reality now. I think. Close enough, anyway. Is convert for people who don't account for the curvature and rotation of the sphere we live on. I mean, on the geographic poles, time doesn't pass, right? That's right. They're not in time zones or time anyway. Either that or, like, you could run around a circle so fast that you could be, like, technically, if you're on the poles, you could be in every time zone at the same time, and then, like, the fabric of reality will crumble around. Okay, we're lost again. We're lost. Let's sell these mushrooms and fish. And onions. Wait, bream we need. Chub we need. Bait we... I'm going to throw the soggy newspaper in there. Actually, we only need one shad, so let's put one in here. And you don't age at the poles, that's right. Man, time is weird. I'm going to take all the fish just in case. I don't think we could turn in the chub yet. There's like a few fish we can't turn in. North Pole actually lets scientific projects choose their time zone. That's pretty cool. It's very considerate of them, too. And are we talking magnetic north or geographic north? Because I know they're different. Same with, like, the south, but also the magnetic poles technically can change, so... And they might even be, like, constantly shifting, just, like, you know, microscopic precision, like... Anyway, this is why I shouldn't talk about science. Better be UTC. See, UTC is the second time zone that I will accept, because that's like the universal one. Isn't that what the U stands for? Universal Time Cult. Yeah, that's what that stands for. You know, we need less confusion in time. Universal is liberally in the name. True. That's true. Because I don't know anyone who actually uses that. They try, though, and you gotta give them some props for that. Oh, okay, so we can start turning in some more stuff here. And, yeah, the chub was on the bulletin board bundle, so we'll be able to turn in more of that stuff later. I did get to level 2 fishing. I didn't even realize that. We got way far off on some weird tangents. Geo, but they were close enough to where they both fall into that non-time zone. Okay, I figured that, you know, they were, like, off, but not that far off. I remember somewhat recently seeing a map or something that showed, like, the difference between the two, and it wasn't really that much, but it was significant enough to, you know that they aren't the exact same place. And I think that's just kind of the point they try to get across with that stuff. Alright, we got 3,000 gold. I have no idea what I'm doing anymore in this video game. This is what happens on Stardew Sunday, though. We start talking about things, and I get very lost, and I can't find my way back, and then I'm like, what's this game? Alright, so we have the crafting recipe for bait. That's going to be pretty good. You know, assuming we could use bait pretty soon. We don't have the fishing pole for it yet. Alright, day 19 of spring. We're doing pretty good, though. Got a decent amount of money. Making very, very slow progress on the farm, but you know what? This farm is, like, way bigger than any farm we've ever seen, so I don't mind that so much. It's raining again. Alright. Same rain kind of stuff. Tomorrow, I don't know what blustery means, but it doesn't seem like rain. Spirits are neutral today? Alright. Sounds good. Oh, the fog scares me for some reason. It's a little bit spooky. Jody, every single time. He asks as soon as I ship the cauliflower, and I don't have any... Well, I actually do have some cauliflower growing. So, Jody, you're lucky. We need to go deeper in the mines and build a coop. Alright, so that's our only quests, and that's all easy enough. Everything's going good here. What do I want to do? I wanted to do something that wasn't mining. And maybe we will just talk to people today. Friday could be our social day. Maybe I'll do something like that and set aside a day of the week in Stardew to just talk to everyone. That way, I'm building a friendship. And I also, just for the sake of this being a huge expansion and like there's more people than ever on the social tab, I have a mod that makes friendship not decay after a while. Like normally, if you like talk to someone, maybe give them a gift, get them up like a heart, you know, they're kind of just like, yeah, we're cool. But then if you don't talk to them for like a month or whatever, after that, it'll go back down to 0. I basically turned that mechanic off just because I think, you know, for the most part, I just want to get to know these people, and it's just going to take longer if I have that decaying when I'm out doing other things or when I'm, you know, trying to befriend other people. It just makes the whole process go a lot slower. And it's not that I dislike the mechanic. I just think for the modded playthrough, with everything being a little bit more relaxed and not as like strict, I feel like it makes more sense for that. Weather report is too much. I agree. I've just been kind of skipping a lot of the words, honestly. Like, I get what they're trying to do, but they made it in a unit that I don't understand, so I can't really relate to it anymore. To be fair, there's actually a general relativistic effect. What? Near the poles that makes time pass a bit slower in your frame of reference due to being closer to the center of the Earth's mass, but it doesn't really have to be accounted for since it's so tiny. And it's just one of those technicallys then, or actuallys. I guess technically would be the more... Well, I guess they both kind of work. I don't know. But that's kind of interesting. I didn't really know that. I mean, it makes sense when you think about it, I guess. Yo, Clint, open up. We want to shop. Yeah, I did post that video of that guy in the Toronto Mall in the Discord eventually, and he had a line in there that I don't remember him saying. Or, well, I didn't at first, but then when he said it, I'm like, oh yeah, he says this at the end too. And it made me laugh a little. But yeah, he really wanted to shop. Really wanted access to that mall. And then these people were making fun of him for it. Okay, so now I guess we can go talk to the people on the outskirts of town first. It's usually a little bit easier that way, because then when you talk to the people that are closer to town, it's easier to find them in a shorter time limit. That's why the closer you get to a black hole for the outside observer, it should look like time is freezing and you never pass the horizon. Yo, that's terrifying, actually. I don't like that. Yeah, that is cursed. Well, hopefully that doesn't happen to anyone. You know, like, hopefully no one's got to experience that. To my knowledge, no one has, except maybe the Alamaus, if they got to that point yet. But, I mean, who knows? I mean, all we really know about them is that they're out there and they ride around in these tic-tac-shaped crafts. At least according to that stuff that the Pentagon finally officially declassified. I was actually looking into that kind of recently, and it was pretty interesting. It's enough to make Matthew McConaughey cry. Is that, what was that movie he was in about the... Contact? Is that the one? He's changed a lot since then, by the way. He's in these, like, Buick commercials, or no, they're Lincoln commercials, and he's just got this aura about him. Oh, Interstellar, that's the other one he was in. I always get those two confused. Also, I unfortunately will not be able to give Sophia this horseradish that I finally found. That's okay. We'll take it back to sell for money. Well, for the people who do get that close, it looks differently. That's the mindfuck. What? I don't know. I don't know. See, that's the thing. We need to, when we find the Alamals, we got to ask them about that stuff. Like, we have to share knowledge. We have to, like, compare notes and stuff. Sophia, you really like to read, don't you? I wanted to look pretty today, so I put on some eyeliner. You think it looks okay? Yeah, it does. Aw, thanks. See, she knew what I was going to say. Good job. Alright, so we got Andy, we got Sophia. Who else is, like, out here? I guess the wizard. Krobus doesn't count. Alright, so I guess we can go say hi to the wizard. Why do you call the aliens that? Because that's what they are. They're Alamals. They're not aliens. I mean, we all know the meme, and it's just, it rolls off the tongue better. And honestly, if I was them, I'd prefer to be called that. You know, aliens almost sounds insulting. Alamaus kind of puts it in a perspective that, like, these things are like living memes. They might get a lot of physics right, but some stuff is just like, oh wait, yeah, that movie. I don't even remember Interstellar that much, to be honest. Like, I think I sort of remember some of it, but... And I might even, again, just be confusing it with Contact. But yeah, I mean, that's just kind of how movies are, you know? You gotta exaggerate a little bit for dramatic effect. I mean, I guess you don't have to, but... to make it a little less boring for someone who might otherwise find it boring, I guess that's why they do it. I don't know. I'm personally not, like, a huge movie kind of guy anyway. I'd rather play video games. Which is why, for a lot of the people who've been doing the movie nights, I really haven't been participating. And that's not like, you know, I appreciate the basically open invitation. But for the most part, I'm just like, I'm just not really that into movies. They're okay. But I don't usually go out of my way to watch them. I've not checked into those a lot either. Yeah, and I feel like that's... You know, they're there for the people who like them, and I like that. Do you like TV more? Kind of. I don't really watch that many shows on TV, unless I guess you count, like, Survivor, The Walking Dead. And that's really about it. I guess Better Call Saul. So yeah, I guess I do like TV more, but I don't watch that much on TV that's not just sports. Which, by the way, apparently hockey's coming back. And the playoffs are so cursed this time that even my horrible team is going to make it. So, and I just find that... hilarious and also sad because they really do not deserve to make it. But like one of the things that I found funny was that people were like in the bargaining, like a lot of the players were like, we can't make the first round of 3-game series because, you know, people like Patrick Kane and Carey Price can steal a series on their own, and that's not fair. Or I don't know if they said that wasn't fair, but they were concerned about like these star players being able to steal a series, and I'm like, dude, have you watched the Blackhawks this year? I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, Kane is an amazing player, but I don't know if he... Maybe he could carry the team through a series, but, like, I don't know. We're not going to make it that far. Yeah, the Blackhawks are really bad now. I think, like, 2016... And I like to explain this. For me, a Blackhawk is a helicopter. It is a helicopter. It is also the name of a... I don't know if they're currently active, but at least former Native American tribe that was in the area here. So, kind of like homage to them, which I think is kind of cool. But also, so what happened was 2016, we had, like, I think the best record in hockey, or the second best record in hockey, and then we just choked in the playoffs and got swept by Nashville. Which, by the way, Nashville went on to go to the Cup Finals, and in my opinion, got robbed of the actual Cup that year by Pittsburgh. Or, well, by the refs in favor of Pittsburgh. But anyway, that's besides the point. We lost to a damn good team who was hot at the right time. And then the GM's like, well, I guess we're going to have to make some major changes. And then they traded away some of the best players we had. And then now we're awful, and they're like, why aren't we good anymore? I guess we got to fire the best coach the franchise has ever had. And so they did that, and then we've been, like, in the basement of the series ever since. All because our general manager is a moron man who is basically only in the position he is because of his father being, like, high up in the team somewhere. He's not, like, an owner, but he's, like, the president. No, he's not the president. Actually, the president just got fired because he was also, like, really close with the GM. And basically, they're just incompetent fools. And so our hockey team has suffered a lot as a result. I mean, imagine trading away... I mean, I don't know if you know who Artemi Panarin is, but he's, like, an elite hockey player, and we traded him for, like, a good hockey player. And we thought this would be a good idea. And then here we are. Anyway, what was I going to do today? I guess I can go mining. I don't like to talk about hockey too much, and I mean, I love talking about hockey, just not on stream that much, because I feel like for most people tuning in, they're not as into it as I am, and I could really go on with that stuff, so. And I'm not saying we gotta drop it right now, but that's just why I usually don't talk hockey that much. I don't know why, but sports are so boring to me. I get that people cheer for local teams, but the gameplay is kind of boring, and the money system's also kind of scuffed. I guess the money system is kind of scuffed. Especially, like, in baseball, I feel, and I know that's rich coming from someone who's a fan of, like, I think the third highest value team there is. But, you know, you see teams like the New York Yankees just buying whoever they want. And as a player, why wouldn't you take that? You're playing for a well-established franchise and making a ton more money than you probably otherwise would, just because they can afford any luxury tax there is. But it doesn't always work out for them. Well, actually, I can't remember the last time the Yankees won, unfortunately. Anyway, yo, what's up, Christian? Where are my goddamn alerts today? What's going on? I'm actually getting mad, but thank you so much for the resub. 2 freaking months in a row. Let's go. We got the sports ball talk going on. Welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. And I don't know what's going on with the alerts. I really don't. Let me check the properties. Nope, that's still... Now everything's broken. Like, literally nothing works now. What is going on? Is this... Like, I don't know if this is Stream Elements or me. I'm actually going to go into Stream Elements right now. I'm going to try a refresh on the alert, and if that doesn't work... Okay, it didn't work. Like, you can see in the event box it works. Sports ball, bad, changed my mind. Sports ball, good. I mean, you asked for it. Anyway. Where am I? Where's my overlays? Fair point. See, I knew you'd come around. I like playing some sports, but watching them not so much. I definitely like playing them better. But I also really like playing them, and I really like watching them, but I would rather play than watch. I definitely understand that. Oh, okay, what is this? What on earth? Edit. Hang on a second. We're doing it live. Alright, here's the alert box. Here's the settings. They're all set up. Everything here is as it should be. Now let's go ahead and emulate an event really quick. Just a simulated alert event. Let's see if that works. Let's emulate a follow event. You probably heard that because it's on it's in my browser, but you didn't see that on the stream. Thank you for the fake follow, Bradley, if that is your real name. Just dislike how tied to money all those team sports are. I feel like that's what even esports do better to a degree. Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. Even if that is also starting to be dominated by organizations. Like, it's weird though, right? Because you want all the players to be paid and be paid fairly. Wait, what the hell? Oh, whoops. This is not what I want to do. I'm accidentally moving it around in a way I don't like. Let's go ahead and change that. Actually, I can just exit without saving changes, so I'll do that. Because it works in the emulate thing. I'm just going to try re-adding it and see if that works. Preview. That's not the thing I meant to press. I'm a real streamer, I promise. Copy URL. Alright, let's try this. That URL does not look any different, but we'll try it. And real quick, we're going to go to the other side. I'm going to copy it for this too, just in case it didn't take. But I do have them linked, so it should take. Go. Back over here. I'm going all over the place today. And I'm going to try it one more time, emulating an event, see if it works. And then I can refresh the ones that, like, you know, didn't get their alert because the system is, like, broken, apparently. Let's try another follower event. Doesn't work. It doesn't work on the stream. Why is that? Works in the preview, not on the stream. Huh, I'll have to look into that. I'm kind of mad about that, actually. Sorry about that, everyone. Well, I got some homework to do. Internet crashed again, but I heard the Bradley follow. Yeah, Bradley kind of followed. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, if Stream Elements is down, or I guess maybe it's OBS, there's something going on in there, because it's just not working. For whatever reason, it just does not want to do the thing right. So I apologize for that. And I'm putting in a fix order right now. But anyway, let's get back to the game. Missed your comment before the sub? Oh, I may have. Oh, yes, I have. It's worse with European soccer. I think, oh, your team won this time. We have so much money, we just buy the good players away from you. Yeah, that's basically what the Yankees are in baseball. I have no idea how it works in European soccer. But if that is indeed how it is, that does suck, and I definitely understand not being a fan of that. But it's weird though, because you do want to pay the players what they're worth, and then it's just a whole. And like some organizations have salary caps, so you can't pay. You basically can't just buy all the players you want. But even that's not perfect, and sometimes the salary cap is really stupid. If they don't raise it enough. Yeah, basically, we have more money, so we win. It's not exactly like that. Like, I'm sure it's not exactly like that, even in European soccer, but it's definitely like, we have the more money, therefore we bought the best players, therefore we are more likely to win. But you never know what's going to happen in the game till they play it. For the most part. I mean, obviously, like a college team isn't going to beat the Yankees anytime, ever, but... like any other MLB team, I would say has a decent chance of beating the Yankees. Well, decent-ish chance. They're not going to win all the time. That's because they don't win every time. Anyway, that might not be a good example. Too money focused, which makes sense. The world's all about money. It is, and again, you want the athletes to be paid what they're worth, because they're doing the work. They're providing the spectacle for the fans. But then it gets all messed up, because then, like, the team's got to make money. They got to sell the merchandise, and they got to... And it's just a whole... I wish there was such thing as, like, a more pure system, but I don't even know how they would do that without someone being screwed over. That said, I'm not, like, in favor of the current system. I'm just saying, I don't know what I would do to change it. Love how old school esports worked. Because, yeah, there was money to win, but without orgs buying together god squads and kind of manipulating what teams would be formed based on just gameplay. Yeah, and I definitely see the appeal of that, too. I mean, it's more appealing than just, hey, we got the money, we bought the players. Because, I mean, like, I don't know, like, as an organization, you want to do that so you win, right? So there's, like, actual incentive to do that. But it sucks, though, because, like, when like, as a fan, how is that fun? It's like, oh, yeah, we just bought the good players again, and we won. Look at us. That's not as fun. It's more fun when, I don't want to say all the teams are equal, because that's just never going to happen. Maybe if all the teams have, like, equal or close to equal spending power, it might be more balanced that way. I don't know, I actually feel the NHL is relatively balanced. I think, for the most part, each team has, like, a few superstar players, and then the rest are just kind of a supporting cast that they put together based on, well, a lot of things, but also just the budget that they have. Because there is a salary cap in that sport, which, again, I think is stupid sometimes, because, like, when a player gets a raise, all of a sudden you gotta kick another player off the team just because, oh, he's getting more money now. Still have games being played, not an instant win for those who have the money. But for example, in German soccer, the biggest team will literally buy good players from other teams that do well to keep them in reserve. Wow, that's awful. That's horrible, actually, yeah. You're just basically being bought out. Like, even as a player, doesn't that just suck? I mean, I have no idea how much control the players have over that kind of a situation, but that'd be boring. Just being bought off of your team just so you could sit on the bench of another team just to keep you off the field. I'd hate that. And I'm sure a lot of the players that happens to are not too happy with that, because at the end of the day, for the most part, I feel like they kind of just want to play the game. And sure, there are people who are mostly in it for the money, but you can definitely kind of tell who those players are just kind of based on the way they act, the way they play, maybe. And I'm not even saying there's anything necessarily wrong with that. But it's definitely, like, you can tell. Anyway, that's enough mining for today. We did hit another checkpoint. Alright, our mining skill's still only level 2. Foraging and farming definitely coming out on top. Combat's doing okay. I would say we got a mostly balanced playthrough. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was going to say on Friday it's going to be our social day, and then I forgot everything because of probably some discussion that I don't even remember. And then I went mining because I forgot. Sorry. It sucks, but if you get double the money sitting on the bench, might as well do that. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I kind of joke how sometimes I think being like a backup quarterback in the NFL or a backup goaltender in the NHL, where most of the time you're just on the bench anyway, but you do occasionally get to play. I joke that that's kind of the dream job, because you're making a lot of money to sometimes play a game you like, and most of the time just kind of be a spectator. I know there's more to it than that, and it is mostly joking, but I do feel like, I don't know, at least for me, if I was a professional athlete, I would, I guess it depends on how much money I'm making, but I would probably turn down the double pay in order to play. Just because, I'm here to play. If I'm already, like, some of these athletes, they're making millions of dollars. If I'm already making millions, I'm good. Just let me play, right? And I know that's not the same, like, not everyone's going to have that opinion, and that's fine. You know, you put whatever value you want on your own talent. I'm just saying, for me, like, if I'm, like, in a position where I got the money, then I could care less about having even more money. At that point, I'm still making a really good wage to play a game that I really like. And, that's sort of a dream job in and of itself. But again, not everyone's going to have that perspective, and I get that. But yeah, I wouldn't like that. It's just nice team chemistry, which is what the sport should be about, taken apart because money, bro. Yeah, and there's so many bad stories about that, and I don't like it. Like, especially if there's, like, this core group of players that's just so good, and they just play together so well, and they're like, and then you got to break them up because, oh, well, someone got a raise, and now we can't afford this player, and then everything. I mean, that's a weird thing, though, right? Because it's like, not only can another team buy him away, but, like, you could lose the rights to one because all of a sudden you're in a position where you're paying so much money to keep the players you have. It does go both ways, so that's why I think that Willie's got the deluxe fishing pole in stock. Let's go. Anyway, it goes both ways, and that's why I don't know what you could do to just make it like the perfect system, basically. One of my biggest points against the pure competitiveness of those sports, it adds to me already not liking that most popular sports come with less depth than a lot of competitive video games. I think that almost just kind of makes sense in a way. Like, video games definitely have that aspect. Like, there is a physical element to it. Like, you do have to be able to, I mean, depending on the game, have, like, those kind of, like, quick reactions and be able to be, like, really accurate. And, like, actions per minute in, like, certain games or whatever. So, there is a physical element to it. You may not be, like, running around or anything like that, but to say that competitive video games aren't physical, I think, is a little unfair. Because I know I don't have that kind of reaction time. I know I don't have that kind of, like, dexterity in my hand to have the mouse go exactly where I want every time. I don't have great aim in shooters. And, I have, like, decent physical ability outside of video games, where I used to play a little hockey. I used to have, and I think I still have some good reaction times for that kind of stuff, but it's a whole other game. I mean, it literally is a whole other game. But I do... Anyway, my point was more being that I think video games are more strategy-based, and there's more room for strategy, I guess. Which, I don't know. Because, like, there are certain sports that I do think are deep. They do have, like... It's more than just, you know, chasing around someone with a ball. There's, like, set plays that you're on. There's positioning that matters a lot. And I think there's a lot of, like, crossover with that and regular video games. But I also think that regular video games do tend to have more depth. And I think that's because there's more of a reliance on the, like, the mental side of things than there is in regular sports. And, again, they both have that. Just like they both have the physical element, but... I don't know where I'm going with this. That's just kind of my opinion on, or my take on it, rather. I guess opinion's the same thing, but... I mean, even if I don't like League of Legends, I feel it requires more brain than maybe soccer. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you there. And again, that's not to say that soccer doesn't require, you know, brain and smarts and, you know, adapting to the situation in the moment, because it has a lot of that stuff. And there's even, like, drawn-up plays. There's, like, certain positioning that needs to be taken into account. There's enemy positioning that needs to be taken into account. But it's not on the same level as something like League. And that's coming from someone who hasn't even played League, but that's also because, like, you know, at the end of the day, soccer, like, for me, is something that I understand on a basic level, so I could pick it up and play it. I might not be good. I might not be perfect for sure. I mean, I used to play way back when I was a little kid, and I was pretty garbage at it, but I scored a goal, and it was like... it was kind of a goal steal on accident, but it was also like our team's only goal. And yes, I do mean our team's only goal. We were horrible, but we had a decent time. Anyway, like, I could pick up soccer and do, like, somewhat reasonably well, where if I picked up League, for example, I'd have no idea where I am, what I'm doing. Like, there's so much more I need to learn. If that makes any sense. Because the ball that needs to go in either goal there is just not that many tactical layers. Right. It's not as much as something like League. And I don't even, again, this is coming from someone who doesn't even know League, but I could pretty confidently say that I think a lot of competitive video games, just in general, are more on the, you know, they have more depth. There's, like, more thinking involved. And that, you know, both do have their elements of the same sides of the coin. I don't know. Does that make any sense? You can design sports that are a lot deeper than the currently popular ones, but it makes them harder to spectate, and thus will hurt the money income for TV licenses, etc. Yeah, that's 100% true. Like, at the end of the day, a lot of these sports are popular the way they are because they're spectator sports. It's something that they can broadcast on TV, and people are going to tune in and watch. And, you know, once everything starts getting a little bit more complicated, things get a little bit harder to follow, viewer retention goes down, and it does kind of suck. But at the same time, I understand where they're coming from there, and I don't blame them for making those decisions. That's just a smart business decision to make. Even though it might kind of suck as just having, like, a better overall product. Also, I wasted all my energy. I almost said enemy. All my energy, so it's time to go be social today. Let's go and put this stuff away. Let's talk to everyone. Yeah, I'm going to try to do that, like, actually this time. Sports are totally fine. I think I am heavily biased towards complexity, which you probably already know based on some of my video game preferences. Yeah, and I definitely understand where you're coming from there. And I would say, to an extent, I'm not really biased towards complexity, but I try to appreciate it when I can. I might not be the best at it, but... You know, we gotta smelt these up. You know, like, good strategy is appealing, is what I'm trying to say. It does appeal to me, even though that's maybe not, like, the main reason I'm watching hockey. I mean, part of me does like to just watch some people, like, take out their anger on each other in a hockey fight. And I know it's more than that, even. And actually, fighting is, like, deeper than it seems at the surface level. Like, not only in fighting strategy, but anyway, but the reason why they fight in general, and the reason why taking out fighting from hockey could potentially lead to more injuries, ironically enough. And I've seen from a lot of former fighters and Even some of the, like, the former, I guess, superstar kind of players who sort of shared that opinion. And anyway, this isn't to justify fighting in hockey. It's more just to say that, like, you know, at the surface, people watch the hockey fights because they're entertaining, right? They don't watch it for the strategy involved. The little strategy that's involved. Because there's not a whole lot. At the end of the day, you're throwing your fist at someone's face. Again, there's fighting styles, though. But anyway, I'm not going to get too much into that. I just don't want to discount anything. Or I don't want to come across like I'm discounting anything. Because I like to have my mind open to, like, both sides, if that makes sense. And at least for this, I do see both sides. But basically, what it boils down to is sometimes there's players who will be more physical against your star players who are trying to score goals to, like, take them out of the game. Maybe not necessarily to injure them, but all that does kind of get thrown around out there. But just to, you know, sometimes if you got a threat on the other team who's a threat to score, if you could sideline them for a little while, that's super helpful. And that's why the fighters are there, because if they notice that's starting to happen, they will go out there and beat those people up. And even if they don't beat them up, per se, they've taken them off the ice for 5 minutes on a fighting penalty, so that's protecting your star players. And that's why fighting exists, and it's sort of being phased out, but that's why it's there. And that's why some people are concerned if they do take it out, a lot of these star players are going to get hurt more, because they're going to be targeted more by physical players who, I mean, aren't there necessarily to fight. But anyway, I don't know why I felt the need to explain that, but it's just interesting. You wouldn't think taking fighting out of a sport would make less injuries. And I guess the science isn't necessarily there, or if it is, I don't know what the actual stats are. But, you know, the logic sort of makes sense. Because usually fights don't lead to injury. Well, I shouldn't say usually they don't lead to injury. Sometimes someone will get a concussion. And that does suck. And, you know, I do feel for those people. You know, and, you know, that's like actual brain damage right there. But anyway. Are you potentially saving someone else from that fate? Maybe. I don't know. I really don't know. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, because it does look like they're looking into sort of phasing out fighting. Whether or not people agree with that. Oh, Sophia does not like me today. Sorry. At the end of the day, this is why I wouldn't touch a game like Rocket League. Would probably offend some people calling that game bland. No, I see what you mean there, for sure. Even lately, I've just been like, I don't like this game. But look, maybe not for the same reasons. Or that I played enough real-time strategy games to not make the step down to League where you only control a single unit. Yeah, it's just another concept, but with layers of depth stripped away to be more accessible in some ways. Yeah. Okay, so that makes sense then, I think, because I've played some RTS games, and I've always been real bad at them. I can't manage that many things at once. I mean, I probably could if I really tried hard, but it sort of gets overwhelming, right? So that's where I think something like League, or that was League, right? Yeah, where you're just controlling the one unit, that's a lot easier to manage. All of a sudden, you know, you take like a pseudo RTS sort of game and, you know, bring it to a level where more people are going to play it, which I guess it's not even RTS at that point anymore, but like that, I think that makes sense. Not good at StarCraft, but I enjoy the skill gap it can bring versus just having a single champion. I definitely appreciate that too. I'm horrible at StarCraft, always have been. I've always liked playing it though. Ooh, Gunther can tell us about these glass shards. Wow, thanks Gunther. You sure are great. And I forgot to start talking to people again. Although I guess that maybe was late in the day. I don't know, I gotta reevaluate my strategy for talking to people again. I keep going on these tangents and just forgetting about it and just kind of wandering around foraging. That's kind of what I default to when I don't know what to do. In, I almost call it Animal Crossing. In Stardew Valley, it's just I go around, like, pick stuff up to sell. And that's not a bad thing to default to. It's just something where I can sort of just, you know, put the game on the back burner and, like, keep talking, but also, I do want to play the game and get more involved into the game. That is why I have the modded playthrough going, and, you know, I want to... I want to have the, get to know all these characters. But you know what? I think the non-relationship decay mod thing is going to be helpful with that. So even if I'm not very good at talking to everyone, it all will add up. Whereas previously, it could just all go by the wayside. So I'm kind of happy with that. And there's Andy finally. He sees me but chooses not to say anything because he's being mean. Games like StarCraft or Quake are phased out because they are not as easy to get into, and I'm not willing to jump onto modern esports because they feel like they have less competitive potential in the scenes of skill gap. Yep. I mean, that's absolutely true, and I see where you're coming from with that, and I guess I don't necessarily have the same opinion, but I don't have the opposite opinion either. I'm not like, oh, these modern games are the greatest. I guess, kind of, I don't know. Look past is not the right word. Maybe I just have lower standards or something. I don't know. That's probably also not the right phrase, but... Okay, and these people are just saying the same thing in their bar dialogue. While they are financially more realistic, though, taking money from all the players that join to do accessibility and throw them on tournaments. That's right. At the end of the day, also, Shane looking like Luigi today. What's going on? Wonder if it'll let me play this middle one yet. Nope. Out of order. Wait a minute. Is this like a trap door back here? What is this? Is this whole room changed? Kind of is. Maybe not entirely. Alright, saw the bar people. It is getting kind of late. And I think after this in-game day, I'm going to take a short break and then get back to it. Just to get another drink, stretch a little bit, and get up and moving around, I think is important, but it is something that I don't usually do enough. Like, actually, no, I guess I did take a break in the Dark Souls stream, but that was, like, the biggest stream for, that I did in a little while, being over 4 hours. Are these people, like, closed now? They're all, like, going home in their house? I guess they are. It is kind of late. I'm just kind of a little bit bummed that I didn't get to talk to everyone I wanted to. But that's okay. I just got to make more of a conscious effort, I guess. Happy for all people who can have fun in those games. I feel like me pushing for the most competition-ready games is just an unrealistic standard. It might be, but, I mean, that doesn't mean you shouldn't push for it anymore. I don't know. It's weird, though, because it's like, you should definitely push for what you believe in and what you like. And I think you're more likely to get, well, you're definitely more likely to get results that way than if you just completely stop doing it. But, you know that. And if it's an unrealistic standard, I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Maybe those games are going to come back. I mean, who knows? I guess Battle Royale might prove your point. But I was going to say that genre took off out of basically nowhere. Games are not really being made anymore because there's less money to be earned, but that's what I like about Diabolical. That's right. And actually, like, one of the few things that I'm going to applaud Epic for is they're giving the Diabolical crew the funds to get everything set up, still have their game be free to play, and it's still going to be one of those games that does have that depth and that skill gap and that complexity. So it is looking like that those games aren't necessarily completely dead. Diabolical is definitely a hope. I don't know if it's the last hope or not. Hopefully not. I mean, you don't really like to see an entire genre of games go by the wayside, even if you're not a fan of them. And I don't know. I just feel like fighting games, for example. If fighting games just disappeared, I'd be a little sad. I don't really play fighting games at all. And I'm not a big fan of them, but at the same time, I know a lot of people enjoy those games. So it would suck if they just disappeared because of, gotta make money these days, time's changing. No, I don't want that to happen to anything. I wouldn't want it to happen to my favorites, so why would I be okay with that happening to someone else's favorites, Alright, let's take a rest. Oh my goodness, I definitely need to get up and move around and stretch and stuff. Yeah, because you can win by camping in a house for 30 minutes and getting a lucky kill on the last other player with a randomized gun you found in a crate. That's exactly true. And I guess that's like part of the strats, or at least part of the meta of the game. For better or for worse, I mean, that's something you can do in that game. Or, well, in that genre, rather. Not even that game. It's like that spans a lot of different genres. Anyway, I'm going to take a quick break. Again, 5 minutes or less. I'm just going to get up, walk around, stretch, get another drink. I'm not going to get a snack, but maybe y'all could get a snack. I encourage you guys to do the same if you haven't really been doing that today. Just kind of a, it's just like a stand up and stretch a little bit kind of thing. But anyway, y'all know the drill. I'll be back in a few minutes, and see you soon with some more modded Stardew Sunday. Be right back. If I could press the button right, anyway. Alrighty, I am back and on the wrong side again. Whoop, there we go. Anyway, back to some more Stardew Valley. Hope y'all had a good break, if you did take one. Sounds good, might attempt some food now. Sounds like a good idea, Warlord. I probably missed that message from earlier, but alas. I don't know, why do people say that word? That's another word that... Okay, you know what, we're not getting into that. Not getting into that. I was going to say, we probably had enough podcasty kind of talk for the day, but I know some people kind of like that. And I don't mind it either. I just get distracted from the game and sort of feel mad, I guess, because, you know, people might tune in for the gameplay rather than the talking sometimes, and, you know, I get that, so... I'll try not to keep it too podcasty from here on out, but it does get like that sometimes on Stardew Sundays, so... If you're relatively new to the Stardew Sunday franchise, well, it's just, that wasn't atypical, I guess I should say. So hopefully it was at least somewhat amusing to hear me ramble and give my weird opinions on various things. And if not, then I'm sorry, because I don't know what to tell you. Podcast Sundays, that's right. What wasn't just returned? What wasn't what? Welcome back, by the way. What wasn't atypical, maybe? Because I think I said something like that, it wasn't atypical. Yeah. It's not atypical to get on those kind of podcasty, sort of talky, tangenty kind of things in the Stardew thing. And I was just basically saying that, you know, for people who come for the Stardew, I feel you, and I'm sorry if that's not what you like, the podcasty thing. And, you know, I do understand, you know, if you want to be here for the gameplay. But for Stardew Sunday, at least as it is now, it's not atypical to get onto those weird kind of discussions, but I don't know, I gotta like them. I just feel bad for taking attention away from the game for the most part. Which I guess I really shouldn't, but sometimes it just be like that. Last rant about modern competitive video games has been a while, though. That's true. I don't remember exactly the last time that happened. So, I mean, sometimes it's good to get that out every now and again. Kind of like releasing your anger and, you know, converting to the dark side of the Force. Okay, well, that might be a little bit extreme, but yeah, it's the same concept, I think. Like, the Jedi, they didn't have everything right. Internet is garbled today. Time for new router, I think. Oh, sorry to hear that. Hopefully new router can solve things for you. Do you think it is the router, or do you think it's the ISP? Because I know for me, sometimes Comcast is just trash. I know, like, sometimes they're fine, but then sometimes they are just really trash, and you just kind of get that helpless feeling that, yeah, there's not a whole lot I can do about this. I might be able to fell this tree. Whoops, not if I miss a swing like that, though. Alright, we're good. We have 0 energy, and we're not exhausted. Now that is efficient use of your energy. Attempting some mostly one-sided chewing now. Best of luck to you, Warlord. I hope that, that goes well. I think it's a mix of both. Oh, okay. Do you just have the router that, the ISP gave you, then? Because that's all I've ever really had, but I was looking into some routers at some point, trying to find one that might be better, just because the one I have now did have some bad reviews when I changed the internet plan thing. So I was looking into some, so I do know of like some halfway, well, shoot, I don't think I have them on my Amazon list anymore. I could probably find them though. I know some halfway decent ones if you're looking. I guess the only downside is I don't really have any kind of personal use. You know, I can't back them up personally, but I've heard a lot of good things about them. 2 weeks of bad internet crashes at 10 plus times a day. Yeah, that definitely sounds like there's something wrong. Maybe even other than just a ISP being an ISP. I feel like unless it's Wi-Fi range, most of the problems are actual connection and not router, but I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking, but like when it just goes down all the time like that, I don't know. Like, are you on wired or wireless? And if it is wireless, have you tried changing or using something different for your connection to the router. Or a router firmware update, you know, that's actually a good option as well. Nothing really here that I want. Oh, Jess, that's what I was going to talk to. And then the wizard. My router / modem combo from provider kind of sucked, so I bought a separate router and set the provided one to modem only. Yeah, that's almost what I ended up doing, but the one that we have here is working fine. Internet speeds are pretty good, but I think that, and this is just my opinion, but the cables that we have that go out to the ISP, I think, are holding us back because we got those many years ago when this plan wasn't available. So I think we're just basically being held back by those cables. I could be wrong, though. But it definitely feels like it. I mean, I can't really complain. My speeds and stability are fine. It's just not... And again, I know you're not going to get the advertised speed, but like you should be getting at least more than half of the advertised speed, I feel. And we get less than half right now. Which is still great, but again, it's just, I don't know, you think you should be a little bit closer, that's all. Seems odd for that to be my ISP at this point, when it was only 1 or 2 a day. Generally thought it was my ISP, but last night, 20 times in 8 hours. Holy crap, that's pretty bad. Might be America thing too. We get AVM routers here, which are pretty solid. I don't know what AVM routers are, but yeah, I mean, the routers that they give you here are generally fine. I've never personally been in a situation when I had to think about getting a different router than anything other than the ISP gave me. I did get close with this new one, but it turns out it works fine for me. And maybe my experience is atypical, but I feel like most of the time the ISP routers are okay. But then again, there is a market for other routers, so, I mean, that exists for a reason. Whether it's just wanting better performance or just wanting something that actually freaking works. Oh wait, I didn't go say hi to Olivia yet. Or Andy. I'm slacking on my socials. One of the few times I'm awake for your stream, too. Oh, no. Well, I appreciate you being here and being awake and, you know, hanging out, at least in whatever capacity you can. I wish your internet was doing a little bit better, but I do appreciate you making it here regardless. I mean, especially with the connection being kind of, you know, shitty. I mean, it sucks. I know, like, for me, whenever my internet's going crazy, it drives me insane. But I probably have some kind of, like, unhealthy reliance on the internet, so... I mean, I don't know. I feel like I could go outside and be away from the internet for days and be fine generally. But when it's supposed to be working and it just suddenly isn't anymore, that's when things change for me. And I'm like, this is bad. Something's gotta change. I'm exaggerating a little bit, though. Ever heard of Fritzbox? I don't know if they are using them in other countries. It sounds familiar, but I can't say... I don't know. It sounds familiar, but that might be all. I'm not sure if I've heard of that or not. Oh, and a side note, it did eventually get hot enough to turn the air conditioning on. Hey, let me check the... Oh my god, it's 88 degrees Fahrenheit outside. That's too many degrees. That's too many freedom units. Also, I'm only catching many tidbits of what you're saying. No! Well, hopefully they're the good tidbits, at least. I know there's a lot of garbage that comes out of my mouth, so hopefully that... Maybe it's just filtering out my trash. You know? Maybe it's doing you a service, if that makes any sense. Kitten's loving it here. Still get used to things, but he loves pets. Yay! Sundering right now? I think he doesn't like it. Yeah, he's probably kind of scared of that. But, you know, it sounds like for the most part he's doing pretty good. Win it, and then this is bad. Uh-oh. Oh, and that's like from several minutes ago, too. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Quick, someone transcribe the stream. Like, don't actually do that, but like, that'd be kind of cool. Actually, that exists, right? I guess you could have closed captioning, but that doesn't really help. Because that is streamed as well, so... Open a window and let them soak it in. I mean, that's one way to not be afraid of thunder anymore, maybe. I don't know how that works, though. people act like relying on the internet for things is bad, but same logic could be applied to general electricity, right? Yeah, I think so. Like, I don't know. I guess if the power goes off, that's bad for me too. But for me, it's because like I need to. Like I mean, for me personally, I'm usually using some kind of electronic device that depends on the power. Uh, for entertainment purposes in my off time, right? Oh my god, the time passes so fast. Maybe I'm not just being bad about talking to people. Maybe it's just, talking to the people on the outskirts is a lot harder than I thought it was. Literally the way of life now. I mean, yeah, like entire businesses depend on the internet to an extent, and power even, I mean, I think most businesses kind of depend on power in some way. I mean, yeah, I think that's a fair statement. I do have fun working on my farm. Yes, I do. It's great. It's wonderful. You should stop by sometime. Abigail. That's not Abigail. Is Abigail here? Hi, Pierre. That is your name. Fridge and freezer. Wait, what? Oh, yeah. Like, that relies on electricity. And you need that stuff, right? Trying to marry Abigail again? Nah. I think I'm going to go for, well, I'm going to see. Maybe someone else will shine for me and stand out. But right now, I'm thinking someone other than Abigail because I've only ever married Abigail in this game. It's just the way it's been working. At least, I think. Yeah, I've only married Abigail in this game. So I want to change that up a little bit. Get to know someone new, I'm back. Was playing Rocket League for a while with a couple of GC friends in casual. Yo, let's go. How was the Rocket League, Apollo? Hope it went well. Hope it was a lot of fun. Yeah, Olivia's never home. I don't think Olivia's a bachelor anyway. I think that's that person's wife or mom. I don't know. I mean, they both look relatively young, so it's kind of hard to tell sometimes. I mean, if it was like Mayor Lewis's age, it'd be pretty easy to tell. Give my headphones a break because of the immense clamp force on my head. Oh god, the way you described that sounds slightly horrifying. But anyway, that's good that you're giving your headphones a break. Games went good, though. Good to hear. Good to hear. Definitely gets the pain across. It sure does. Like, I imagine, like, a giant crab, like Kingler, for example, just has your head in its vice grip, in its little pinchers. Now, that would be... I mean, I guess that is horrifying. I still never gave Gunther these shards of glass because time just passes way too fast. Yeah, I feel like my head is in a vice, and that ain't fun. Like, wearing comfort is super high up for headphones? Yes. Yes, it is. And I think, at least to an extent, even the most comfortable headphones, you should be taking breaks from. Like, the ones I have on right now, they're not, like, the best headphones in the world in any category, but I think they are really solid all around, and comfort is definitely one of the areas where I think they excel. Because they don't make me feel like I'm dying all the time, but at the same time, I don't like wearing them for much more than 3 hours, which is why usually my streams don't go that long. I'm bothered me when I had glasses, but have been great since then. Yeah, glasses is also a thing that, I don't know if it would make a huge difference for me. I would think it might. Yo, Abigail. Cool hat. Oh, man, I've been pushing off my homework all weekend. Looks like I'll be pulling another all-nighter. Well, good luck with homework, nerd. Alright, that was very nice. But at 4+ years old, battery life is finally getting shorter. Oh my god. It still seems like pretty solid, though, for like a battery that... I mean, I guess I don't really know how often you recharge it, but, batteries just kind of have a certain lifespan on them when they start holding the charge for less time, That seems like 4+ years is pretty good. But I also just don't know these things. Alright, I don't want to use any more energy. That makes it a bit more tricky, but I can wear my headphones for 20 hours and be fine. I picked light ones for that reason. See, I could never do... I don't think I could do that with anything on my head at all. Like, even if it's just like a hat. I couldn't do that, but that's just me personally, and if I have like anything that has like pressure on my head, again, even if it's just a hat, if it's on there for too long, I'm gonna get a headache. That's just kind of me, though. I know not everyone's like that, but I remember the days of when I would go to baseball games and I'd have the hat on basically the entire day, and at the end of the day, I'm like, my head is killing me, and it sucks. And that's not even 20 hours. It's amazing because as soon as battery life gets short, just make them wired headset. That's also true. That's a good point. You just plug in and you're good to go. Wearing glasses for me is what makes it so much worse than with the headband on these new ones being stainless steel. Takes a while for them to stretch out and be more comfortable. Oh, okay, that's true. Yeah, I didn't even think of like the time it takes to sort of break them in. I actually have dedicated Sennheiser ones for music because I went light for PC use. Oh, okay, that's a smart idea. So you got light ones for general kind of PC use, and then you got your better, like more heavy duty kind of ones for, when you want to listen to some music or something, and you want that sound quality. That's a good idea. I never thought of that for whatever reason. All right, I would like to social today, but that's not going to be what I do the entire day. Probably. All right, we are going to finally have some sunny weather tomorrow. Actually, it might have been sunny the day before, too. But I wasn't sure about that. Is this harvestable yet? Well, the strawberries are. That's kind of nice. Get a little bit of money this way. And we do have, like, a little bit of this area cleared. So, like, we have plenty of room. I mean, even still in this first plot, we have plenty of room. But this area is getting close, too. I mean, it has these stumps that we literally cannot get rid of yet, but for the most part, I think progress is going okay in the farm, where I don't think I need to spend all day doing that. So I'll say hi to who I can say hi to. We're going to go to the wizard. Actually, no, we're not going to go to the wizard at all. In fact, I think I might cut him out from my life, at least early on, because he's way out there. He still doesn't open till 9, so he's just kind of out of the way. Everyone else is, like, mostly fine, I think. I hope. Yeah, like this dude's home. It's got kind of a messy house, but that's okay. I'm not handing out any of my seeds or crops. Oh, I didn't ask you to, dude. Say okay by me. Gotta make a living, I get it. He did give me some handouts, though, so maybe it just means no more. People seem to like heavy-duty gaming headsets, but I wouldn't trade hearing steps in a few games better over wearing comfort. I definitely agree with that, I think. Like, gaming headsets are fine, but, like, if they're, like, super uncomfortable, I'm just not going to wear that. Like, for me, comfort is at least as important as sound quality, just because, like, for me personally, I get headaches real easily, and, you know, the fact that I can get a few hours out of these and still be, like, fine for the most part, I think speaks volumes to how well they kind of work out. I don't really eat anything, Sophia. I'm just saying hi. You know what? I'm going to give you these cookies. You like cookies, right? Thanks. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. She like those? Normal gifts. Okay, we'll take it. Normal gifts. That makes up for the one disliked gift I gave her. Almost. Well, that plus talking to her, I think, makes up for it. So we're good with Sophia for now. Want to turn in this geode and this Gunther thing. Excited to get my boom arm, because after talking to multiple friends, my quality is very good. It just needs to be closer to my face for that slight increase in quality to make it sound even better. Won't get here till Friday. Friday. Oh, like that. Oh, no. That's kind of a while away, but, you know, at least you have the good sound quality now. Yeah, having it closer definitely helps. I think, if you have any kind of gain adjustment, which I guess you do through the XLR interface anyway, but you can turn the gain down so that it's like less sensitive to the background noise when you have it closer to your mouth. Like for me, I got like maybe like a foot away from my mouth, maybe a little bit less. And I think that like the general rule is to have it about a foot from your mouth or something like that. I don't remember where I heard that or what, but apparently that's something you want to consider with microphones. Like, I'm not eating it, but it's also like a decent distance. It's close, but I'm not eating it, I guess. Oh yeah, which arm did you go with, Apollo? I forgot to ask about that. 30 centimeters? Yeah, 30 centimeters. Or the size of one king's foot. Some king back in the day, he had a foot that was that big, which is just the dumbest thing of all time. But look, I didn't invent it. I just grew up on it. I use it out of habit, but I do hate it. I can guarantee that. Alright, well, Sam's going to be in this room, but we can finally say hello to Jody and Vincent. Alright, let's check out that Amazon one. Oops. I think you said it was newer, but I don't remember if that was the one you went with, but let me check. It's not newer, okay. Oh yeah, and that one's got the other pivot. Actually, does mine have that too? Oh yeah, mine actually has that too. But yours has a way nicer desk clamp than mine has. It seems pretty solid, and it looks like you got some ties to run the cable, like, down the arm. Maybe even through the arm, actually. I don't know if it goes through the arm, but yeah, that looks really nice. High-grade steel tubing. So yeah, maybe you could run the cable through it. You got your Velcro straps, too. Yeah, the third pivot is pretty nice. Admittedly, it's not as useful as I thought it would be when I got mine, but I mean, I have a setup that works, and that's all I can really say, and I'm happy with that. But you know what? That looks like a pretty solid boom arm. Does it make any noise when you move it? Like, does it make any, like, squeaking noises? Because that's something, if it doesn't happen right away, it might start happening the more you use it. That happened to me. And that's not bad, I don't think. I think maybe you just need to, like, I don't know, put some WD-40 in there or something. Not sure, but... Oh, right, I guess you don't have it yet, so you would be able to tell. You know, that makes sense, actually. But, yeah, just, and at least for mine, it lasted a long time, where it just would not make any noise when I moved it, which was great. Now it does make noise when I move it. And it's not great, but... It also doesn't matter to me very much, because I could either filter it out or just mute it. Sure, it's a little annoying, but it's just like, whatever. Definitely not a deal breaker for the amount of functionality you're going to get out of it. How many months did it take till it started squeaking? I can't remember. I mean, this was like years ago. I wish I remembered, but I can't remember. It took a while, though. Get some WD. I love that. Oh, God. That K-Kona. I mean, K-Kona is just one of the factually best emotes on Twitch. And there's just so much versatility there. You can make anything sound like a K-Kona voice. You got the WD. You can spell it K-Kona-like. And K-Kona clap is an extremely underrated emote combo. Especially when preceded or followed by hell yeah, brother. Probably just needs that, to be honest. It probably does. I've never done that, and I've owned this thing for years, so if I did that, which I won't because I'm way too lazy to take it down, I will not take it down. Speaking of which, I'm gonna go WD my chair right now. All right, sounds good, Nick. Very topical. And you know what? Hopefully it'll help with any kind of squeakage or difficulty gliding. Always think of storage drives when people say WD. Yeah. I think for me, I definitely think of the WD-40, like the lubricant. I think of that more often because that's just been part of my life for longer than Western Digital. That, and like for the longest time, I was like a Seagate guy, but then I'm like, you know what, Western Digital is just better. Sorry, Seagate, you're like fine, but I'm definitely going Western Digital for almost all of my storage needs. Not sponsored, but like would sell out. Yeah, maybe that is an American thing too. I don't know. Think about the lube is chair. I mean, you know, we don't judge here. Oh, you know what? I also have to go to the, what do you call it? The museum and Clint. Oh, you know what I should be doing? I should really be investing in mining, because then we can unlock the mine carts, and then I can move from place to place so fast, and I'll have a lot less of this time limit to worry about when trying to talk to everyone during the day. So maybe, yeah, you know what? I might hold off on the social until I get that done. I mean, not like entirely, but I won't go out of my way for it anymore. Be back, need a drink. All right, sounds good, Apollo. Definitely get a drink. Definitely stay hydrated. All right, what's this all about? That's a calendar. That's not what I'm trying to look at. I'm really not trying to look at that. All right, so Emily would like to hire someone to fetch eel. You will be paid for your time. You get 255 gold on delivery, and it just makes Emily happy. So, like, why wouldn't you do it, you monster? And the answer to that is, like, it's too hard to get an eel right now. Who's that guy? Oh, yeah, Clint. He's on the other side of town. See, it's too easy to get distracted, I feel like. I mean, that is part of the fun, for sure, but sometimes it's frustrating when it's like what seems like a basic thing and you always forget about it. I mean, you guys might not forget, and I don't know if it's frustrating to watch me forget all the time, or maybe you just laugh, whatever, you know, that's fine. I hope it's not frustrating, but for me, it's frustrating because it's like, I know what or at least I should know what I'm doing, and I just don't sometimes. It's like, how could I possibly forget that so fast? But it happens. It definitely does happen. All right, we got the shards of glass. You take that, I guess. I don't know what's so museum-like about that, but, like, maybe it's ancient people shards of glass. By the way, like, glass, what were they thinking when they discovered that and, like, how to make it? Like, who thought to take, like, minerals or, like, mostly, like, a sand or sand-like substance, heat it up to such degrees, like so hot it'd be like molten pretty much, and then blowing on it and like spinning it and stuff to make things out of glass? Who discovered that? Like, how bored would you have to be to just start messing around with shit like that? I mean, I love it. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing at all. I think that's actually fantastic. But like, imagine, I just want to know what was going through that person's head. Like, who discovered glass? And like, well, what were they doing? What were they thinking? Were they trying to get high, and then they're like, wait, you can't smoke sand? The blowing and spinning most likely wasn't a day one glass cigar. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, it took a while to probably refine how to get it into, like, shapes and stuff, but, like, I think someone was trying to roll up some sand and, you know, have a good time. That's my personal theory. They probably have an actual answer on, like, you know, history places that tell you about that stuff. But that's the answer I'm going with. Someone wanted to get high. They chose sand for whatever reason. That's maybe the only available thing they had at the time. And then it's just like, whoa, wait, we can make something out of this. Although, if you're smoking something that hot, that's probably not good for you. I mean, smoking just isn't good for you in general. I mean, you're just putting, like, fumes into your lungs, basically, that aren't really meant to be there. So, like, probably don't smoke, kids. I mean, it's definitely not healthy for you. At least for your lung health. And that's all I'll say about that. I mean, that's about as, you know, like, don't inject bleach either, but that's, like, a completely separate topic. Fire plays such a major role in human history, especially pre-electricity. Not surprised people experimented with burning things. Okay, you know what? I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, fire was kind of like the turning point in kind of our evolution, I guess. Because it changed how, like, our species does so many different things. It really is just, like, universal, or, I almost said universe changing, but the fact that, like, we discovered how fire works on Earth does not change probably anything on any other planet. Well, I mean, you could maybe argue it has at this point since we started messing around with space as a species, but, you know, other than that, that must have been fun, though. Hey, you know that cool fire stuff we got that, like, changes life as we know it? Let's just try throwing shit in there and see what happens. Like, it probably doesn't go down like that, but I like to imagine that just, like, ancient people were just so bored at all times. And I know that's not true because they had actual, like, survival to think about. Like, survival wasn't nearly as guaranteed as it is today. I hate these skeletons, by the way, so much. It takes so long to die. Not even done. If you were considering quantum field theory, you cannot do anything without affecting the rest of the universe. Okay, well, I guess that's also true. But we are not considering quantum field theory. We're considering a bunch of real ancient people putting shit in the fire. To keep things as simple as possible. Because I can't do any more science today. I've scienced myself out for the week. And you may, you know, hear that statement and laugh, saying this guy didn't do anything scientific today. And you're right. But I talked about things that sound like science. That's enough for me. You know, I'm not in school anymore. You know, back when I was in school, doing science was no problem. I could do science all day. I could do science with my hand tied behind my back. I can do science blindfolded if I was listening to it hard enough. But, like, doing science now, after not being in an educational facility and just not having the right mindset slash, you know, brain exercise for it. I mean, your brain is kind of like a muscle, right? The less you use it, the more out of shape it sort of gets. And I feel like that has definitely happened to me. I haven't had to use my brain as much outside of school. And therefore, I am a very dumb man. And that's kind of like why, I guess, to some extent, why I like working on the stream stuff. When it's not really annoying issues like your alerts won't work. But when it's like figuring something out, like with the stream, like I trial and errored my green screen stuff together, basically. And it kind of, I think, works out mostly pretty good. I could do more tweaking, but it was like, it's kind of like a fun process to just kind of say, you know what does this temperature do? This light temperature, what does this light intensity do? What if I change the, what do you call it, the chroma key to, like, this value? By the way, with the gain knob on my XLR interface, it goes from 0 to 6. I have it at 4 right now, with my mic about 8 inches away from my face. So 0 would be the lower gain value. Slowly become a redneck? Wait, what do you mean? I'm not understanding this, but I won't deny it. I definitely won't deny it. As an American, it's in my blood. Eat, bleed, red, white, and blue. K, Kona, clap. Oh, just the trial and error, all the things. Okay, yeah, you know, you kind of right. I mean, for the most part, I don't really know what I'm doing, other than making little adjustments here and there, and just kind of tinkering and getting something set up, and it's just kind of satisfying when you get it done. I know it's not necessarily using your brain in the same way, like, I mean, I guess sometimes it is, depending on what you're doing, because you could have to research a problem, you know, for, like, your stream that you gotta work on and fix. You could definitely research that, also. I would very much like these skeletons to just leave and never come back. I hate them. I know it's super late. I would really... You know what? We can't. We have to leave. I'm gonna have to cut my losses. We just don't have the time to find 2 more floors and get that checkpoint. That's okay, though. Just wanted to mention that in case you want to do a voice call later so you can hear what it sounds like. I would say... I would... here's what I would do. I would try doing... If you have the software called Audacity, or really anything that can record audio, I would try recording your voice and just kind of talking, and then also record silence or like a bass line for your room. And if there's like a lot of just kind of, I guess, like noise, I guess it is literally noise, on the silence part, try lowering your gain a little bit. Because 4 out of 6 seems like it might be high. But again, I've never used an XLR interface. All I know is that the more gain you have, the more sensitive your mic can be, or at least for the particular mic I have. So it might not even apply to all mics, but for me, I have the gain on almost 0, and I have it pretty much like, I'd say like maybe 8 inches to my face about as well. And for the most part, even when I don't get the RTX voice filtering, it does definitely help it not pick up too much background noise. It still does pick up some because the Blue Yeti is also just like a really sensitive mic, for better or for worse. Usually it ends up being for worse. Like, I used to have a lot of problems where, like, any noise in the house would be picked up by the damn thing. I finally got that to not happen. And then RTX voice, it just works. And for the most part, it actually does really just work. It's pretty nice. I mean, there is some compression. It is noticeable, but it's not nearly as bad as you would think it is. And, you know, it does a good job at filtering out background noise. Like, a damn good job. Like, this is probably the future of background noise removal, is just something like this program. Maybe not RTX voice exactly, but I know Discord has a version of it built in now. I think it's, like, powered by Crisp or something. Let me check that real quick. No, I'm not going to check that, actually. It's something like that, though. And it also, I think, does a good job, but I think the compression's a little bit worse than that. And I'm not sure if that's just the Discord software or the actual, like, thing they're using to do that makes the difference there. Anyway, I think the tech is behind it is pretty damn cool. And for the most part, it does work well. Machine learning and AI will definitely be used more for everyday tasks. That's right. Especially if, well, I was going to say especially if Elon gets his way, but that's not necessarily true, because I think based on some of his statements, you know, AI can definitely go too far. But, like, AI and machine learning is just really cool. It's just such a cool concept, I think. And, you know, just the things that it allows us to do that we couldn't do before is, I don't know, I think it's pretty incredible, actually. Anyway, I think I have enough time for one more in-game day, and then we're going to call it a stream. And you know what? The internet has been so stable, I have not dropped a single frame in over 3 hours. Let's go. The entire stream, 0 dropped frames. Now that I've said that, though, frames are bound to drop. The Comcast, those people, they heard it, and they're going to be like, this man can't have a perfect internet experience. How else are we going to try to sell him something better? You have to be careful what you expose to AI, because you might be losing the overview of what's happening. That's a good point, too. I never even thought about it that way. The way I thought about it is you don't want, like, self-checkout, for example. Once that goes to AI, that's when the robots are going to take over. You don't want your AI machine learning self-checkouts. Like at grocery stores and stuff. Dear Rob, tomorrow we're getting ready for the flower dance. You can find a partner. You might even want to participate in the dance yourself. There's a little clearing beyond the forest west of town where we hold the dance. Arrive between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. if you're interested. So I probably won't get a partner for this, but we can always try. Cauliflower is ready, so Jody can finally have that delicious cauliflower she so desires. Kale is not coming in yet, but we might be able to get another crop for this. But before we leave and give Jody that cauliflower, I will water the rest of our crops. I'm not going to water this top one just yet, just in case there's nothing in Pierre's store that we can really grow, because it is starting to get late in the season. We'd have to get something that grows really fast. And again, it's possible, but it just might not be worth watering right now, especially if we go in and find out it's not possible. They use algorithms to design a plane that can fly that you cannot easily understand why, so how would you even validate it? Yeah, and my brain right now can't think of why that makes sense and why I agree, but I definitely get what you're saying and why that's important, because you gotta, like, understand the meaning behind things. If you just have AI doing things and not knowing why or how it works, then there's almost really no point. Or, I mean, maybe there's a point, but you're definitely missing out. That say chat works, but we're not really making any specific advancement in knowledge since it just cooks something up based on the million inputs it had. Okay, yeah. You explained it. That's basically what I was trying to explain. And you explained it a hell of a lot better than I had any hope of explaining it, so Thank you. Come on, there we go. And you know what? Speaking of, well, this has absolutely nothing to do with AI, actually. Alright, that segue isn't, Anyway, the thing I was trying to say was, later today, aka as soon as the stream is over, I'm gonna go and sit outside until I cannot stand it anymore. I mean, not only is it great just to get some vitamin D in the system, right? You know, getting some sun. I just like being outside. It's a little hot out, and that kind of sucks, but we got these, like, decent long lawn chairs that, like, recline's not the right word, but they like, move so you can get in a... Maybe recline is the word. Yeah, that might actually be the word. It's not quite the same, though. Anyway, I'll be able to, like, lay down outside without having to lay down in the grass. And then if the robins stop by to say hi, I can see how they're doing. The baby robins are so adorable. And, oh, we got a cutscene here. I was watching them earlier today. Ha ha ha, another Joja customer gained. Alright, Morris. Okay, Boomer. Shop at Joja. Cheaper seeds than Pierre's. Special limited time discounts and rewards. Ha ha ha, I'm Morris. Evil incarnate. Well, that kind of phrase loses its meaning. Oh, is this another cutscene or the same one? Anyway, Leah is, like, working on the garden over here. Rob, hello. This is a lovely day today. I dropped by to check on my green beans, and they're ready to harvest. Gus and Pierre were here a little while ago taking care of their crops, too. It's wonderful. We got a community garden here now. Pelican Town's community garden is pretty nifty, wouldn't you agree, Rob? I would agree. Community garden's a neat idea. It's cute, but my farm can hold 40 times more. Yes, it's spectacular. It sure is. I'm very thankful for this community garden. I don't have much property to grow my own food, but thanks to this little plot of land we all share, I can. Isn't that just a great idea, though? Well, that was all of them. Now, I need to decide what to cook with these tonight. Here's a fresh green bean, straight from the vine. Aw, thank you. I will eat it immediately, because I didn't want to sell that. And then we smile. You love to see it. Easy examples, a person in a hospital being managed by AI. If something goes wrong and we don't know why the AI did it, etc., there's probably higher risk involved since you would hire less experts on the topic. Very, very good point. That's probably... I don't want to say the most extreme point, because it's not even really extreme. It's just, like, I think, like, when you think about it that way, it really gets the point across. Wait, I gotta go find Jody first. Lower the gain to halfway between 3 and 4, so hopefully that will be sensitive to pick up my voice easier. I hope it works for you. Again, you might not even need to make those adjustments, but, I mean, it's definitely worth playing around with, especially if you can make the adjustments really easily, like... It does appear that you can. Wait a minute. Is Caroline in her aerobics get-up? Because she's got, like, the headband on. Okay, this I have to see. That's kind of hilarious. She sure is. Should I wear something special to the aerobics meetup today? It looks like you already have that figured out. Anyway, the story about the baby robins I wanted to tell was, right now, they're not so baby anymore. They're, like, about the size of the parents. Like, yeah, I would say they are the size of the parents now. I wouldn't say bigger necessarily, but maybe a little floofier because they're still kind of babies. They're not super floofy though, but they got like the speckled area on their chest because they're still, you know, they're still babies. They don't have the orange bellies yet like robins get when they grow up. But anyway, it's so cute because what they do now is they're not quite ready to be on their own, but they can fly and they've been out of the nest for a while, but they're probably just not really strong flyers yet. And they still don't really know how to get food for themselves yet, so they're always following around the mom or the dad, whoever's out at the time. And they're just kind of begging for food, and they go up there and start cheeping at them until they get something to eat. And then they just kind of like follow them around on the ground, and you could tell the mom or dad robin's just kind of like, shut up, I'm trying to look for these worms, damn it. And then they're just like cheeping and cheeping away. They don't really know. They just want food. And as soon as like the parent robin like turns its head and like kind of pecks at the ground, the babies get real excited, like, oh no, you found something, gimme, gimme, gimme. And then they like run over there and go to get it and start chirping and hold their mouth open. It's too cute. And then like earlier today I saw one of them, and he saw that like the dad robin had some food for him, so he like jumped up and down, started flapping his wings a little bit, just because he was so excited that the food was there. It's just the cutest thing. I love watching them. Anyway, that's the robin story. So that's what the 6 monitor would be for. That's an amazing idea, Warlord. Yeah, I can have robin cam on 24/7, so I don't even have to go outside. Whoa, Susan is trapped at home and can't get out except via train. What? Now he's telling me the cleanup operation is delayed until early summer. My hands are tied. Wait, what are you talking about, Lewis? What's going on here? As the mayor of Pelican Town, it's my duty to ensure everyone is safe. Morris and I will reach a resolution regarding the rock slide soon. I'm just relieved no one was hurt during the rock slide. Yeah, that's good. So someone's stuck back there? I must be on my way, Rob. Don't bother using your pickaxe to try to remove these rocks. It would take you months. Well, just because you said that, I have to try it now. Thanks, Mayor Lewis. Lewis seems stressed. I should check on him. Alright, well, we'll check on him, I guess. I didn't even want to go this way, so I don't know why I went here. But it's cool that we got the cutscene, so... I'm going to pick up that... I almost called it a turnip. That's a leek. Kind of looks like a turnip, though. Alright, so the pickaxe would take me more than months, because it is... It has an effectiveness of, like, actually 0. So, we'll check on Mayor Lewis. And then I gotta go to Gunther, because we have the Ancient Seed, which is going to give us the recipe for Ancient Seeds. And we also have an Omni Geode. We're starting to get some like actually decent stuff, although the Omni Geode's kind of a mixed bag. It could be something truly great, or it could just be like trash. So they're, in a way, like, better and also not as good as Magma Geodes. Hello, Mayor Lewis. I wanted to check on you. Ever since Jojo moved into Pelican Town, they've caused numerous rock slides with their drilling operations, and they're polluting the river. I have an appointment with Morris in a week. Hopefully I can talk some sense into him. Oh, Susan? She's just... Oh, I accidentally clicked. My finger slipped. Anyway, if you can't talk some sense into him, I'm sure my axe can. So don't worry, Mayor Lewis. I got your back. We'll come to some kind of agreement. Yes. Tutoring Vincent and Jas. Why couldn't the flower dance be today so I can get work off? Because it doesn't work that way, Sam. Sorry. Mon says it doesn't actually work at all. Exactly. Like, it just literally, it would take an eternity. Talk some sense into him. Exactly. Nick's picking up what I'm putting down. Yeah, I wanted to break open this geode. I guess I didn't have to go to the museum first, but... It's 5 rocks. See what I mean? How it could be, like, utter trash? But it also could have been a prismatic shard, so it's like, it's really a... You know, you get both extremes of the side, whereas magma geodes are more likely to be good. I would like my rewards, please. So we got the recipe, and we get the actual seed. And since these seeds do grow year-round, except for not spring, except for winter. Yeah, that's how you say the cold month. Winter. Our rock's trash. We live on one. Yeah, I guess we kind of do, don't we? Whoa! I accidentally like moved my computer more than I should have. No, stay there, computer. My knee brushed up against it, and it got kind of like, you know, like hung up on the angled part, so it kind of like dragged it a little bit. But luckily, I was able to make the clutch adjustment just in time to avoid disaster. There's nothing disastrous going on here. Also, I was looking into like doing a small overclock on my CPU as well, just in case I do have to switch to that for streaming purposes once I go to the 1440p stuff. And I looked at the Ryzen Master thing, and it was just like, you know what, I don't think I'm going to do this. And I know, or at least, I don't know if it's the same with the 2000 series, but I know for the 3000 series Ryzen stuff, the overclocking, you don't really need to do it as much. At least, if I'm remembering that correctly, that's how it worked. So yeah, I haven't actually overclocked my CPU, but I might look into it just because I might have to use it more. Although, I guess I haven't really maxed it out that much, so maybe I don't need to overclock it at all. The X CPU, there shouldn't be a lot of headroom. Maybe it was the X ones I'm thinking of where there's not a whole lot of reason to overclock it. Yeah, so I probably just won't do it. Why risk it, you know? Like, for the minimal performance gains, and I already haven't really maxed it out. Is Olivia even here? I mean, Olivia, Sophia. I keep getting their names mixed up. 4040p should actually just mean GPU load goes up. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, but my only concern about that is if the GPU load goes up too much, and because I'm streaming and recording on the GPU right now, even though I'm not playing a very intensive game, I don't know how much stress on the GPU that already has. So if I'm also gaming at 1440p, I'm not sure how that's going to handle it exactly. So, that's why I'm like, you know what? I'll have the CPU as an option for streaming if I feel that I need to. Hey, we had a lost book. Might even stress CPU less since it has to get out less frames. I guess. I know, but 2700X should be good for that since most games cannot make use of 8 cores at the moment. Yeah, I guess that's true. And that's why I was thinking, I think the CPU would be fine to handle streaming if I needed to take the load off the GPU. But also, the amount of comparative load, like the difference is insane, because right now my computer is on Easy Street, streaming off the GPU. Or at least it feels like it is. It feels like it almost takes no performance hit at all. I know that's not true, because there is some performance hit, but it feels like it's very mineral. Feels like it's very minimal with NVNC new, the NVENC new, however you say that. The new one is, I don't know if it's like super optimized or what, but it's like, I mean, you will most likely stream at 900 or 1080p though. Probably 1080 just because there will be a little bit less downscaling going on, and hopefully that will provide a slightly better experience. But if 900p doesn't look awful with the current amount of, or with the increased downscaling, I might stick with that. But I was thinking I would have to stream at a higher resolution just because there'd be more downscaling going from 1440p to 1080. I mean, there's already more downscaling going on from 1440 to 1080 than 1080 to 900. So, the 1440p is mostly really GPU load. Okay. So I guess if things take a turn for the worse, then I could just go, we'll CPU stream it. It's a lot harder to CPU stream it, because there's more variables you need to tweak, I feel like, to get it where it's like, where you get the perfect balance of quality per CPU load. Or, yeah, quality to CPU load, rather. I've just gotten so used to the NVIDIA, whatever the encodec is, or encodec, whatever the codec is called, or whatever, or the encoder, rather. Oh, I didn't even check Pierre's today. Oh, well. I'll hold off on planting the ancient seed for now, actually. And here's what I'm going to do to end the day off. I'm going to get some of that shellfish stuff and start donating that. So we can, like this, for example, this. That's actually the only shellfish I had at all. Alright, well, I think I combed the beach today already, so no need to check that again. But I gotta start turning that stuff in for, whatever. For the current games, or for the games you currently play, none should really stress it that much. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I think the biggest one that I'm playing, like, right now would be Dark Souls Remastered, and even that, it's pretty easy to run. At least from what I've noticed. I've only played it once, though. But I do eventually want to, you know, I mean, at some point, like, if the option to stream a AAA game exists, then I would do it. I just don't want to be limited to a certain amount of games, but at least the games I'm playing now, it's not a huge deal. Especially, like, the Switch stuff, because that my console is running that, not my computer. Say if you now want to stream a new AAA game, say a new Tomb Raider, that would be another story, playing 1440p. Right, exactly. And I just want to make sure for that I'll be good, but right now I'm not like really running into that scenario. And even then, oh, I went past the community center. Even then, like, the monitors on back order until well, They said expected by July 2nd, so I mean it's a ways away. I personally think it'll be a little bit faster than that, and I think they're being conservative, but they might not be. So I might be waiting a little while anyway. Which is why it's not like a huge deal right now. Oh, and I need one of these things too. The mussels. Oh well. We'll get one. Test myself in 1080p looks pretty good on my 1440p monitor anyways. Okay, well maybe I could just still play them at 1080, but I feel like that's... You know, if I'm going to get 1440, I kind of want to play in 1440. At least for the most part. And I guess I can for, like, whatever I'm doing in my off time, but... I know something I'm definitely going to ask you about when the time comes is how you get, like, the internet, browser, text and stuff, and, like, Twitch chat to be readable. I don't remember what your solution was to that, but if it's, like, too small and annoying to read, which I feel like there's a high possibility of that, then that's something that I'm going to be wanting some answers for, and I know you've been through that, or might even still be going through that, I don't know. Slash, I don't remember, I guess is the more accurate thing, but anyway. Again, a lot of this time is basically getting glasses. Okay, well, I do have glasses, luckily. It'll probably be okay. I'm sure there's other solutions too, but I mean, if getting glasses was all it took, I'm probably going to be fine. Alrighty, but I think that's going to do it for me for today for some Stardew Sunday modded edition. I had a lot of fun, even though I can't particularly even really remember all that much that happened because of the tangents and all that stuff, but I had a good time. I hope you all had a good time too. Fair enough, but yeah, definitely want to have the GPU for the game and heavy games at 1440. Yeah, so in that case, I think I gotta at least consider slash work on a good CPU setup for streaming, which I kind of remember how I had it set up last time when I was on the CPU, but man, is the GPU stuff just a lot nicer. Alright, we're gonna do a raid, and I already know who I'm gonna raid. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to raid and run. Oh, actually, oh no, there's so many people I could raid, actually. See, why can't you raid multiple people? I mean, I guess it makes sense, but... Oh, let's raid B-Man. B-Man's playing some Pokemon. Doing a Nuzlocke. Fire Red and Leaf Green, it looks like. Should be a good time. Hang on. If I could friggin' find it... Okay. I did it. I typed it right. Anyway, let's show B-Man some love. Definitely give him a follow. Very entertaining guy. One of the most positive people I know, anyway. Always dropping in streams, bringing the good vibes. So you know what? I feel like we should do the same. And right, if y'all wanna, if the button would work, thank you for linking the Discord. That is the best way to find out when I go live, and hang out with the community, chat and stuff. I recommend that if that is your prerogative. There's the raid stuff. You can copy that if you want. You can get creative, use your own stuff, but just in case you want an easy copy paste, there you go. Anyway, that's going to do it for me for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the stream. I'll see you guys later in the week with, we're going to have some fun, is what I'll say. Anyway, see y'all later. Take care. Have a great rest of your weekend and week, and see you later. Stay healthy, all that good stuff. Goodbye.